There we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Today, we're going to be talking about lighting, color, and painting, primarily as it has to do with anime heads. However, good chance we're going to be...
talking about different subjects as well.
Yeah, talk about like color theory and subjects and how to paint maybe some like materials and stuff.
Oh,
We'll see
that'd
what
be
we get
so
to.
fun.
I'm going to go live on TikTok.
TikTok.
I don't have my hat.
Where is your hat?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on the table.
I do not know how to speak that language, but hello.
Hello. Why is there a watercolor pad on my thing?
Oh, I don't think we put it away. We'll just put it here for now. I'll put it away later. Hello. Hey, Lexi.
Hello, Lexi.
Lexi. Good afternoon. Oh, hello. Good afternoon.
It's been a while, or maybe you're here all the time. Are you here all the time, Lexi, still? How are you doing?
Maybe I didn't see her earlier during our long stream on Friday. That was a pretty long stream. It was good, though.
Hello.
Hey, Dahlia.
Hey, Dahlia.
Yes, I'm here almost all the time. Nice.
Ooh, good afternoon. You are? Are you?
What language is that, by the way?
Good afternoon. Love your streams.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Wait, are you Lexi, Mina, Coco, or... You're not on both platforms, are you?
It's Spanish. Oh, okay.
Content
I thought
update.
Lexi would be a Lexi on YouTube as well. Hello, everyone. I feel like it's a good time to draw June. It's been a while.
There we go. Hello. Hello, welcome.
We have a fun and exciting topic today. We got
Yup.
color and light with anime heads. Stona, hello. Thank you for sharing the live, Dahlia.
All right. What are we going to be talking about today?
This sort of. We're gonna use this as reference, because these are just so helpful. They're helpful even today. Colors, yes. And of course, if you have any questions about color and stuff, feel free to ask. You know, that also helps us to find things to talk about. But you know, for now, we can kind of just like wait for people to come over and stuff. Once my tablet finishes updating, I'll draw too. Awesome. Hey, Nathan, we're doing good. There we go. Thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, color's always fun. Because it's like the flashy part. It's like, oh, you know, how to make colors look good together, but also like not muddy. And we'll definitely talk about all that stuff. Gonna work on homework while I watch. Awesome, Dahlia.
How are y'all? We're good.
We're doing great.
What are the most misunderstandings you see people make in lighting / coloring?
That's a great question.
Let me think.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the problem will lie in color when it really doesn't most of the time. That's like probably the number one thing. People think that things are color problems when they're not. Things are very rarely a color problem. Your neighborhood cryptid. Thank you for the heart me.
Thank you. That's a very good point. And I also feel like some people will think that, I don't know, emphasizing everything or emphasizing as much stuff possible in like light and shadow will also like save their artwork. That's another thing.
Doing what?
Emphasizing like everything. Like, I have to like emphasize the detail in the hair. I gotta show everything.
Yeah.
That also I see. And I've made that mistake myself. I think not understanding how like light is basically just like a reflection. Like when you see light, it's because like light is reflecting off of other things in the environment.
Hey, Misaki. Hey, Shattuck Paradox. Riri's. Yes, Jenny. Istona. How's everybody doing? You're starting in-person school soon. You've been homeschooled for years. Awesome.
Really?
That's
How
gotta
do you
be
feel
fun.
about that? Yeah.
Excited, huh?
In-person school. That's really fun.
I was on an online school for a while in high school, like 2+ years, and then I went into a school with like 2,500 students. It was a big school, and I loved it. I had a great time there. It was really fun. It was some of my best years in high school.
You were kind of like homeschooled in a way, right? Or no,
It was online school.
Okay.
Misaki, how's the homework doing?
What direction is the lighting coming from in the drawing? Well, something like up here.
Front left.
Front left. So I think that's a great question as well. Like, what direction is it? I like drawing like a little 3D arrow just to show, hey, this is the direction. It's not exactly directly in the back, or else the arrow would look like this. And it's kind of like not exactly in the front, or it would look like this. Right? So I think the 3D arrow really shows a good representation of where the light direction is. What brush you use for this? You can get our brush for free on our bio. It's going to be the green button like this. Love this brush. So good.
Yep.
What other things that people make mistakes about when it comes to light and color?
I mean, the biggest color mistakes, like color specifically, because the last one was like kind of a non-answer, right? Like, color problems are actually relatively rare. They're pretty much always a value problems. But in terms of actual color problems, let's say your colors are good, or your values are good, right? And it's only a color problem, which is not your problem, by the way, ever. But let's say it was. Think about light temperature and shadow temperature and environmental factors.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. Environmental factors like, is it a warm light or is it a cool light? What type of light source is it? Is it a light bulb? Is it the sun? There's light fall off. There's bounce light. What is the local value of your object? And what color is your object? And it's going to dictate like what type of bounce light it receives and how intense. Well, the light would determine that, but like if you've got a white object like a cloud, I mean, we talked about this just the other day, right? Where if you have something like a cloud, that's going to receive boatloads of bounced and reflected light. You can paint clouds inside of with just two values. If I turn this black and white, this entire cloud is just two values, right? You've got your lit side and you've got your shadowed side, right? And it, like, this is blue sky, warm sunlight. But if I all of a sudden change this to like a sunset, we've got warm light, warmer shadow. So this is warm and this is warmer. So in reality, this one would be the cool and this one would be the warm. But because it's relative, it's like warm and hot. And then we've got, say, the ground below. And I was just like, we've got like red ground below, right? We could have that. It could be the desert. It could be an alien planet. And so we've got like red bounce coming up from the ground, just as an example.
The head is so useful. It's reflecting the light just like the drawing is. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
We made these head models. And the great thing about this is that if you don't know where to put your shadows, you literally stick a light. And my light was roughly about here, and I tilted the head up. And so we can kind of, wait, hold on one second. Kind of roughly see that same Rembrandt lighting. I kind of had it earlier, but now I gotta find it. There we go. Something like that.
I'm pretty sure you need to up a little bit.
Yeah.
It'd be like...
Oh. Wait, hold up. I nearly got it. There we go. That. It was more like that. That was my lighting.
Yeah. We need to make a cheat sheet. A portrait lighting setup cheat sheet. Like loop lighting, frontal, butterfly lighting.
Yes.
Rembrandt. Half lighting. That would be really cool. Maybe we'll do like a photo shoot where we do like common portrait lighting setups on these head models as well.
Yeah, and actually you can get these on our TikTok shop. So if you're interested in these, they're for sale.
Yep. You can get them on TikTok shop. And we'll ship it out tomorrow.
Yes. Like the smooth shading in the clouds, nice style too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the valley control.
It is indeed. Like, the reason that it looks smooth is because I've just carefully value grouped it.
No hard edges.
Yeah, you can see all of this, one value. And I have no hard edge here, and this is also one value. This entire shadow side has been... I know I'm kind of milking this drawing to death.
Heck yeah.
Right?
Someone asked, where's your shop?
On our TikTok profile.
Mm-hmm.
You go to our profile, and you click on the little shopping bag, right? This is my cloud.
That's the form. Understanding the form is really important for lighting.
Yes, it's super duper important to understand the form
But
of
I really
what you're doing.
like the cloud example because it's just 2 boxes.
Yep.
And if
It's
you know
just
how to shade boxes.
a couple little boxes stuck together. And I did the same thing with spheres here, right? It's just, here is my sphere, here's my lit side, shadowed side, and all this just gets grouped like that.
And heads are the same way. They're just spheres. You
And
render them like a sphere.
Yeah, and the colors don't really matter that much. Like, as long as the values are working and the edges are working, whatever color you make them, it doesn't really matter that much as long as you're keeping some sort of a logic to it. Like, I've got warm light, I've got warmer shadows, because it's like sunset. Maybe the orange sky is like, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's on Mars and it's like, oh, all the sky is orange. And so the orange gets into the shadows and really fills it up.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, that is not the selection that I want.
How long have you guys been drawing? This is so cool. A long time.
Yeah.
Long time. We started streaming doing this getting close to 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we were doing art many years before we started streaming as well.
So whenever I think about lighting heads, I will think sphere with a muzzle. And the muzzle is kind of like a very rounded kind of box that's angled towards the bottom. So when I think about shading it, I'm like, okay, I know how to render, or I know how to shade a sphere. I know how to shade a box. All I have to do is combine it and kind of like combine the edges. So when we have a light, let me see, let's do another little demo with the flashlight because this is just so cool. I love doing this so much. It's so cool. So like if we do something like a top lighting like this, we can see that the side of this head is in shadow. As it rolls away, this is treated like a sphere. Then it comes out, this is the top of a box, and so on and so forth. So if I were to do the same lighting scenario, let me just use the red arrow again. Our light is facing from the top like this. We're going to get a pattern. Sphere, box. This comes out a little bit, so that will be hit in the light, and then it just fades off into shadow.
What brush to use for semi-realism? You can use any brush for
Any
it.
brush. Any brush.
Any brush. It's not the brush that achieves the effect.
It's very true.
You could use a hard brush, soft brush, painterly brush, a line work brush. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the brush is not the thing that creates the effect of semi-realistic. It's more proportion.
Yeah.
It's mostly proportion, like how you stylize something, but you can also tweak those. Like proportions. Honestly, that's what
Yeah, it
creates
really is just-
semi-realism.
It's proportion, and like, I mean, it also depends on what effect you want, but that's like, that can be done with any brush. If you want softer edges, use softer brushes. If you want harder edges, use harder brushes. But that would be like hard and soft edges in design, not necessarily like semi-realism. It's not like that.
Color theory and lighting hand in hand. Yeah, like
Yes.
they're very closely related. Do
Very
you guys
closely related.
specialize in anime-ish style or something else? Whatever, just anything.
Anything.
This educational account that we run is in anime style.
But we do a lot of personal work that isn't anime style as well. And in our school, for example, if you were to take our classes, we have about only like 1 or 2 classes that are more anime style, but the rest of the classes are like the rest of the classes are realistic.
Yeah.
Hopefully it shows up well.
Christina did this last night for fun.
Yeah.
So like that's not anime style at all. That's just like a personal piece.
Yep.
I can't show it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's why I was like, I should probably put her clothes because I want to show it on stream, but at the same time, I like the other kind.
Yeah, I like that you're developing a much more like sense of graphical shapes and stuff. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Like the head looks honestly pretty good.
Thank you. Yes, that is Ray.
That's cool.
Thank you.
That's
I
not
like
anime
that.
at all, dude.
It's not anime at all. It's like portrait and stuff. Where can I take your classes? You can take our classes on our website, drawanime.com. It's in our bio. It'll be the yellow button.
Yes. Anime art school. It's like a big online college. Would you say it's okay for a beginner to start in anime style or realistic would be better? Anime is based on realistic. So like I would honestly say like you can do both. Like I would say take realistic classes because there is no anime perspective. There's just perspective. There is no anime anatomy. There's just anatomy. There is no anime gesture. There's just gesture, right? There's no anime color theory. There's just color theory. So like anime is just a way to stylize things.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
There are no anime like fundamentals. There's just real fundamentals, and then anime is like a stylization of those fundamentals. So like you can do both. Like you're going to take classes or practice like the real stuff, right? Which is, you know, your perspective, lighting, color theory, dimensional drawing, design. What else? Like clothing, figure drawing, anatomy, all of that kind of like material indication. And you're going to stylize it. Like there are no classes on that sort of thing, really. Like you could, like, for example, in our anime art school, like I teach perspective. Perspective is perspective. Or figure drawing. And then it's like you would take a figure drawing class and you'd learn about gesture drawing and you'd learn about, you know, the bicep and the deltoid and the trapezius and all this. Like anime characters have all of those muscles. They're just kind of
simplified.
Yeah, simplified. Less indicated a little bit less intensely or more. I mean, look at Dragon Ball.
That's true. They are very defined with their muscles. And like, you know, Baki, for example, we only watched a little bit of that, but like that's very defined muscles. But like that's just stuff that you can push or pull. It's not like, oh, this is an anime style thing. Like it's not school specific. It's not style specific.
Learn the rules to break them. You don't even have to break them. Like, you don't have to break them in anime style. Like, you're not even really necessarily breaking rules. You're just following it. Like, an anime character in whatever 1 point perspective is unbroken 1 point perspective.
I think, you know, for example, anime like male adult heads, for example, are actually very close to realistic heads. Like the proportions are very, very similar, but it's like you got to know the basics of proportion for head drawing in order to like start tweaking things and be like, you know, maybe I'll put the eyes lower or the eyes higher.
Is having a good understanding of the human skull is important? I would definitely say yes.
Yes.
Like,
yes, it is.
It is pretty important.
Yeah.
It drives the form of the head.
Yeah.
Struggling with suit folds in a male costume. Okay, if you have a video or an old stream. There's lessons in anime art school.
There is lessons in anime art school on suits. I think, yes, I do have a whole section on suits. If you want, you can also just like, if you want, you can take a screenshot of it. I'm fine with that.
You ping me, I join sometimes. Yes. Huh?
Like, here's a section on suits.
Yeah, like I feel like with suits, the folds are very carefully designed. Like suits are designed to kind of bend in certain places, right?
Yeah, they
like
are.
The folds are intentional.
Yep.
Like they go. Oh, it's so cool. Suits are really cool.
Suits are really cool. Yeah, especially the pants.
You know, the guy who wrote Morpho, he actually has a section on suits in his clothing drawing book as well. I think it's pretty good.
I'm currently using Procreate.
I really like the way you teach. I recently watched your perspective tutorial and loved the way of your explanations. Can you share some form manipulation exercises? Yeah, we can talk about that. What perspective tutorial was that?
Yeah, which
Suits
one
are
was
more
it?
stiff material. Yeah.
Suits also don't really look good with a bunch of wrinkles. They kind of look better simple.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna go all into suits today because this is more of like a lighting and color lesson.
But I would say just look at a bunch of reference of suits and study their form, study their folds. Like that's gonna help you the most, more than me explaining it. Is the experience, the raw I don't know, drawing and digging in the trenches, that kind of stuff. I don't know how to. I forgot the terminology. In the trenches work. But yeah, like I would even recommend skulls, even for like still lifes. Like if you want to light a skull, it's great. For studying the graphical shadows and all that
Skull's
stuff.
on your desk, right?
Yes, it is on my desk.
Oh, you didn't bring it back.
I did not, because I didn't know I was going to use it this stream. But for me, skulls are super helpful. Even if they seem a little bit intimidating, it's just because we don't see them very often. But actually, Colton has an interesting, Colton has an interesting take. He says that skulls are actually easier to draw because we don't necessarily see them very often. But like human faces with the muscle and the skin on and all that stuff, that's harder to draw because you're familiar with it. But I would really recommend drawing a bunch of skulls because it really shows the foundation of head planes. And also, the skull is really prevalent in anime heads, which also shows, like, you know, the brow, the cheek.
Yeah.
So, like, this, for example, don't pay attention to all these little crevices. Pay attention to the form. The ball of the mouth, the jaw, mandible. Ooh, rip. Get back there. Okay, good. You know, this is a box. This is a sphere, or like a oval-like sphere. Here's another sphere. Here, this area can be like a plane. So, when you understand that, the form really reads a lot easier.
Can you guys give some tips on hands? I don't really know if we're talking too much about hands today.
We do have a video on hands on our
Yes.
YouTube channel.
And a couple of TikToks.
Yes.
There's a couple TikToks and a YouTube video on our channel about hands.
Mm-hmm. So understand the head planes. Even in an anime head, the head planes are still there. It's just much more subtle.
How long have you guys been drawing? A long time.
Long time. So for instance, the head planes in an anime head, in a realistic head, are very similar to a realistic head. You got that same S curve. S curve right here. You got that same brow ridge to cheekbone plane. And this is a piece of paper. Piece of paper that's folded. Keep in mind of your center line. I forgot to add that in there. This comes out. This goes back down. Got very simple block out that you can easily light.
What artists do you look up to are your favorites right now? Currently obsessed with Reno Tuna. Reno Tuna's great.
Tuna's great.
One of my favorite
So
artists for
good.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a really big fan of painters that are a little bit more abstract, like abstraction. Like, I think Yuming Lee, like painters, artists that have a very good handle of shape design in their pieces. People that don't necessarily over render but leave some to the imagination, I'm a really big fan of.
I'm a big fan of that.
I like a lot of classic American illustrators as well, like Kobe Whitmore, Mead Schaefer, really strong like graphical design. Andrew Loomis is a great illustrator.
I feel like when people can hide things cleverly and it doesn't distract, it's very, very honorable. It's
Yeah,
very
really
cool.
really effectively designed value groups, like, I think are awesome. I'm a big fan of let me think, who else? I like Ramon Nunez lately. His work is
Ramon
his
Nunez is great.
Work is really good.
Is your guys' classes more like individual learning task where you can get advice on, or like a Zoom meeting? Our classes are
It's
pre-recorded.
self-paced.
It's self-paced.
Yeah, it's like a recorded college that you can go through at your own pace.
Yep.
So you don't have to show up for classes at certain times. You can go at your own pace. You can go through them really fast or slow. You get it forever. If you buy it, you get it forever.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go through whenever you want. It's basically like a college. So, like, there's weekly lessons. And it's a recommended pace. You don't have to follow this pace. Some people will take 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get through a single week or come back to it later. But, you go through lessons of the week. They're called weeks, like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. There's lessons, and then there's homework, and then there's the next week lessons, and then there's homework, and it's 3 terms, and each term has multiple classes. Again, it's really structured like a college.
Yeah, you can find it on our bio. This is our website.
Yeah, it's It's good. It's a really good program in my opinion. Like, we teach pretty much everything we know in it, and it's a foundation school. So like if you are looking to learn the foundations, it is not tutorials. It's like a college class on perspective.
Yes.
A college class on painting. And so we go through like object rendering, color theory. We go through like how to do still lives, how to think about like noton and value grouping and material indication and all that kind of stuff.
The classes are so good. I've been watching just to watch. I get my tablet tomorrow and officially start.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Where was that?
YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
Actually, they're the one with the PNG tuber.
Yes.
OC.
Yep. Do you have advice or exercises getting better line control / confident lines? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
There was someone earlier that asked about form drawing exercises as well. We could talk a little bit about that if you want.
Sure.
You could teach some of the line
exercises.
if
Yeah,
you
I can
want.
do that. So line exercises. This is fun. There's a few ones that we like. One of them is you draw 2 lines up and down, and when you're doing these line exercises, don't do this.
Yeah.
Right. The goal is to be more confident. So try to do them in at least 1 or 2 strokes. So I know it's hard, but just try it. And then you're gonna take line, line, parallel, parallel, or straight, straight, and then you're gonna wrap this around with an S curve. You want to make sure it feels like you're like looking at a candy cane. You know how the things twist around.
Yeah.
This should also look like a ribbon, like hair curls.
Yep.
Woo.
That's a great exercise, by the way.
Great
I'm telling you,
exercise.
that shape, that idea of something wrapping around form, because that's a cylinder.
Yep.
The idea of something wrapping around form shows up everywhere. Your external obliques, it shows up in folds. It shows up
Hair.
when objects go over a hill. It shows up in hair. It's like this universal concept that if you learn how to draw objects going around and behind another object, it's basically like a mini form drawing exercise. But
This is it,
So
right
whoever
there.
was asking earlier about form drawing exercises, that's a really good one right there. It gets you better at line, like confidence. So like, you can do it with curves. So
Yeah, curves.
like this, and you just go.
Is this rendering? No, these are line work exercises.
Yeah, this
but
is a line work
it
exercise.
definitely helps with rendering later on.
Yep. Candy cane, you can go both ways.
It also looks like a towel being wrung.
Yep, towel being wrung. And like if you really want this to feel like a towel being wrung, you just bulge
it
that out and bulge this out. And bulge this out.
And then add some creases in the middle.
Like that. Bulge that out. This is your external obliques as well, right? Like if you have a body, it's like, your rib cage, your external obliques are like right here,
Yep.
right? Belly button,
Ooh.
pectoralis.
Any tips to draw muscle? Make sure you have a good foundation of the body first. Make sure you have your proportions and your volumes in.
That is this right here, right? Your external obliques is literally this shape. It's just a little bulge going around the form like that, and you go. Whoop.
Yep. I've been studying rendering and shading so hard trying to get better. Well, what kind of questions do you have for it? I really like this. And so then you could do the opposite side.
Any tips to draw muscle? I mean, they're 3D volumes.
They are 3D volumes.
If you want to know like an actual muscle, it basically looks kind of like a chicken leg, like a lot of the time, or like a little.
Like, I don't know, looks like a candy wrapper, but like not really. It's like you have an oval that's kind of like longer, and then you have these 2 little tubes.
Yeah, like that's the shape of a muscle. Not all of them exactly, but like that's generally what they do. There's like long muscles like the sartorius.
Yep.
And there's like shorter muscles that are like, fatter.
Yep.
And obviously if you like build them up a lot, they'll get bigger
And rounder.
But like drawing the muscles and knowing how to draw, each individual muscle well is not going to help a lot with drawing good looking people. It's more about like figure drawing. those figure drawing skills?
I would say take a figure drawing class. We have a figure drawing class in our anime art school, which helps you with that.
Yep.
Did you guys go to college or uni for art? Yeah.
Yes.
I say yeah because I dropped out, but I did take a few classes. And
More
I did
than
go
a
to
few.
More than a few. Yes.
More like
I took like 3 times.
A few classes, like 5 times each, and then
Yeah,
a
that's
bunch
true.
of other classes.
Yeah. We're not teaching hands today, but we do have a video on our YouTube channel on drawing hands, and we have a few TikToks on drawing hands as well. But yeah, we're mainly talking about like head lighting and stuff. You know, with using reference models like this.
Would you recommend focusing on body anatomy first or solely focus on the head for a beginner? It really depends what you want to do. Like, first off, they're both form drawing.
Yeah.
But you can learn them at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
one is not like...
Oh, better than the other to start.
Yeah, like, you could take a head drawing class and then a figure drawing class. Or you could take a figure drawing class and then you could take a head drawing class. Like, they use the same skills. They're both form drawing, like dimensional, like the head is a dimensional object, the body is a dimensional object, and so they're going to use like overlapping skills, but as far as in which order to learn them in, doesn't actually really matter that much.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're so excited to just get started with drawing bodies, do that. And if you want to do heads as well, like, there's no, you're not going to get that overwhelmed. You can also dedicate certain times of the day to do one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, in art school, they'll have you take a figure drawing class usually in an early term, and then in the class, they'll have a week or usually a week on head drawing. Depends how long the figure drawing class is.
Yeah. Oh, another exercise that's great for even drawing heads and just anything is drawing a circle, and then we're going to draw lines around it. So we're going to imagine this as a sphere or a yarn ball. And then you just wrap around.
There's a fun question, big question. How can I go further? I know I can do it, but it get boring and boring. We'll answer that in a second after Christina's done with this.
No, I'm kind of done. It's just you just draw a bunch of wrapping lines over and over and over to the other side. Mm-hmm.
I find this. A lot of people get stuck in this idea that that if they're learning the fundamentals, they can never draw for fun. Split up your time. Like, learn some fundamentals and then try to apply it in your own personal work. I think it's really, really, really important to, like, as you learn, as you take classes or study foundation, you go, wow, I just learned about 1 point perspective. I'm going to make a personal artwork that uses 1 point perspective and see if I understand it. Or, oh, I just learned 2 point perspective. Or I just learned about whatever, something, right? I want to make a personal artwork or illustration that utilizes that thing that I learned. Like, I think that's great to do.
Yes.
And then when you see yourself improving, like, you kind of get addicted to learning. You're like, oh my gosh, what else do I not know that could help my artwork? It's like a game, right? You're like searching in the game for like weapons and armor and spells that you don't have yet. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like, I have to know.
I have to know how
because
to do it.
I can use it in
My own personal.
Yeah, my own personal artwork.
For me, my personal artwork is the thing that drives me. So I'm like, I remember just clearly thinking, taking an anatomy class. I'm like, if I do this, I will be able to draw my character way better than I currently am doing it. And it just, and also just drawing them as I learn it and trying to apply it the best I can also helps me to be motivated and stuff.
Yeah.
How long have you been learning about art? For a very long time.
Pretty long time.
Pretty long time.
Bro, that does look like a cloth or something.
Yeah, it does.
Like this.
And sometimes and sometimes you get epiphanies not just by not only just by taking classes, but also just doing a bunch of drawing yourself, and you're like, oh, so I kind of figured out how lighting works. You know, like if you do a bunch of still lifes, that helps a lot with lighting and color.
Yeah, people get really obsessed with like the right way. I think it's attached to this idea that everybody's like behind, which you're not.
You're not.
But it's like, oh no, if I like just maintain this like open-mindedness to trying new things and experimenting without this fear of, oh no, I'm behind, or oh no, I might not be doing something the best way. I don't think there is a best way. There's just trying things, drawing a lot, and learning and being open-minded and taking classes and that sort of thing.
I feel like some people will be like, if I do this wrong and I don't know it, it's gonna sabotage me. But like, I don't know. That's not necessarily the case either. Because like, there's a lot of things that I did that yes, it did give me bad habits. But if you learn a better way, you can just adjust and just draw the better way.
Heart mush? I've never heard of them.
I don't think I've heard of them. No, I never heard of them. That's cool though.
It's the draw bad art. Yeah, I mean, you got to get through a bunch of bad art. Like, if your goal is to avoid bad art, you should never start drawing in the first place, because it's going to happen.
Yep.
I think ignoring bad art and just doing it and producing is really the only way forward.
Mm-hmm. You have to make bad drawings in order to succeed. I don't think you can avoid it. Mm-hmm. And learn to like it. Like, learn to be like, you know what, this looks bad and that's okay. There's a lot of times, I was just doing a drawing earlier today, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. But like, the better you get, the more you will know how to fix it. And that's when it's great. What is Miki's birthday?
April 4th.
Yeah, 4/4.
4/4.
Oh, 4/4/4.
Is it 2004?
Yeah, at least I think it is, because you wanted that matching.
I think so. I don't know the year.
We don't know the year yet. I always think it's 04 though.
How are you guys doing this wonderful day? Doing pretty good?
We're doing great. I used to get like really confused about like underwater scenes until I realized it's just like the base color of the skin, and then you just like paint over it with this blue, and now it's like, oh, this is underwater. So it's like if you have like a tan character or someone who's like, like have orangish skin, you just look at this. This isn't even orange. It's green. It's kind of crazy. You just kind of mix and see what happens.
Color and lighting. Now, this is something I need to learn about. Awesome. Well, you've come to the right place.
Mm-hmm. Why do you use a color before you started painting? I just did this because it gives me a starting point. Like, I just plopped in a color just to start. And it also gives me like a challenge. I'll be like, okay, if I place my color like this.
It gives you a frame.
Yes, it gives me a frame.
It gives you a starting point. Color.
So now I'm like, oh, well, maybe this character is in a yellow environment. And so anything that I put in is going to be affected by this yellow. And so I'm like, okay, well, now I can kind of make other decisions, like what lighting do I want? Do I want the lighting to be on the yellower side, or do I want the lit side to be a completely different color entirely?
Yeah. I feel like this is a really good exercise for learning like relative colors, like for learning how to warm up and cool down stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I mean, I'm just gonna think how to explain it. Like this yellow, like if you were to go warmer, you would have to go orange, like an orangish. Mm-hmm. If you were to go cooler, you'd probably go gray. What if it was like an elf?
Ooh, an elf, sure.
That could be fun.
I struggle with face angles. Well, struggle no more. If you want to get yourself one of these reference models for those tricky head angles, and also find the face planes, you can get these on our TikTok shop. Yeah, we'll make this an elf.
I know this isn't what you're going over, but do you have tips on rendering? Yeah, we're going to talk about rendering today.
Yes, we are covering rendering.
Tips on rendering is to start simple. Separate your light and your dark.
Yes.
That is the number one tip on rendering I can give you. It is not about the transition between them. It is about the separation of them. Noton, starting in just 2 values, getting that working, and then slowly expanding while keeping those in their own containers. That is the biggest rendering tip that I can give you. If you have effectively separated your lights and darks, the rendering is just a matter of blending it however you want, you know, thinking
Yeah.
like cores, casts, core shadows, cast shadows, transitions, lost edges.
Mm-hmm. So like another thing that I like about starting with just a color is that this gives me an idea of like what the highlights could be. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I know that the highlights are now influenced by this yellow. So I
Well-
literally just plop in that yellow.
Well, you can see that what Christina's done is she's just separated her lights and her dark. She
Yep.
basically has like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 values total.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the hair, she's got the skin and the light, the skin and the shadow, and the background.
Yep.
And so she separated the lights and the darks. And if she starts rendering, she's just going to kind of pick from that pool.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, you only need 4 values. And then you could maybe have like an accent, like a highlight or something.
Yeah.
And then
Definitely.
rendering is just a matter of how they interact with each other, like on the edges, like between them. And the rendering comes from, is it a rounded surface? Is it a smooth surface? Is it a sharp edge? Like the ear on the far side, for example, the silhouetted one.
Oh yeah.
This is a very hard edge.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's against the background. But this right here, that's the brow ridge.
Yeah.
And that's a smooth, rounded form, right?
Smooth brain.
Smooth,
Smooth.
rounded form.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a softer transition, right?
Yep. I think understanding. Well, okay. So one of the main things about like portrait, like I had to study a lot of portraits in order to do this, but like separating also soft and hard edges. What I used to do just to get like the concept across was I did everything with hard edges, and then afterwards I selected everything, and I selectively softened edges.
2 questions. What do you do if you don't have your phone number for your Discord server? Give me your Discord name. I'll manually give you the right role.
Yes.
And number 2, did you say the head model was somewhere on your shop? It's on our TikTok shop. That is the only place our head models are right now. If you go to our TikTok profile, you can go to our shop. It's like the little shopping bag, and they're right there. Boop. We just got them up last week, and there they are.
They're so cute. I love them.
Look at that.
Oh, lovely, lovely lighting.
Sorry, my phone's on warm mode, but you get the idea.
It just warms it up even more. I say like I've slept like. I see colors again. I will enjoy this. Awesome. Again, what you do and how you were talking about is so hypnotizing. Well, thank you. But I love these head models. They helped so much, even with just like shading things.
They
And
give you your shadow shapes.
yeah, they do. And shadow shapes are really important because if you don't have the right shapes, it's not going to look very good.
Yeah, like thinking back to what we were talking about, like separating the light and the dark. They give you a map of the light and dark when you shine a flashlight or a light on them.
Yep.
Like it literally gives you that map of the light and dark. Like if this head is lit from above,
Oh, yep.
there's that shape.
There's that shape.
Or if it's lit from the side, you know, there's that shape. There's the Rembrandt lighting.
Yep. There's that Rembrandt lighting. And also try to
Or
find...
there's the loop
Ooh,
lighting.
I love that one.
You know, or here's the butterfly lighting.
I always thought the loop was like... Oh, I
It's
love
when there's
butterfly
it's
lighting.
when there's a loop. This shadow comes down in the loop.
Oh, okay. Got you.
We
I
need to
love
make
butterfly
we
lighting.
really do need to make a guide on like common head lighting
I think so.
scenarios. They're pretty simple. You can just look it up. It's just standard portrait lighting setups.
Yeah, portrait lighting setups actually really helped a lot too. Okay, and then you just like at this point, you figured out your light and your shadow, and also what your lighting scenario is. So like maybe I will make this more of like a diffused light that's kind of more like a butterfly lighting. So butterfly lighting is one of those things that is just like your best friend. It's like great for most character designs. It's basically just this. Everything's pretty diffused,
Yeah.
but you see a particular nose shadow that looks like a little butterfly shape.
Yeah.
And then you also get, some gradient of shadow towards the bottom of the head, and also a little.
Yeah, you might get a little shadow in your eye socket
Yep.
right under there too.
You can't go wrong with it. You can't go
Where
wrong
do you
with
get
it.
those heads? On our TikTok shop.
Mm-hmm.
We sell them.
Yes.
We just started last Monday. Finally got them up.
Yep.
Let
me
how
actually
do I
just-
join the Discord? You can go to the linky on our profile. and the invites on that page. Do you ever do lives where you critique people's art and tell them how they can improve? We actually did that on Friday. But yes, we do them occasionally. We're probably going to be doing them a little bit more often. I actually think it would be cool to... Maybe we should just add that as
part of the things to do?
Yeah, as part of our, like, regular types of
That'd
stuff.
be kind of cool. What if I did this? What if I added, like a teal lighting?
That's crazy, dude.
That's a pretty bold move, ballsy move. I have to see if this works out. Because it may not. It may just destroy my whole shapes. Actually, I'm destroying your shapes. Like, some people will, like, go way too... They'll think way too hard on it, and then they'll end up, like, destroying what they initially set up, and that's also something to be careful of.
That is pretty strange.
It's pretty strange. So I may not even do this. I have to, like, make sure it's associating with every other kind of other color. So I have to, like, finesse it a little bit.
You should do it regularly. You learn so much. It would be pretty fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. It's not really... It's okay. It's like, doesn't really work that much.
I don't care. Again, if you want to let me know what your Discord name is, I'll give you the role.
Who's here? Is that Toby? No,
Feels
it's
like...
Apple.
Really? I thought it was Toby. This isn't weird lighting, and I need to actually use better reference, but you know, you experiment.
Here he
It
is.
can work. My favorite type of lighting is one from the top because it gets like very
He's
have
gonna
like
drink your
very
water.
specific shapes.
He went right for it, dude. He ran.
He did.
And he knocked a sorrow off.
Yep.
He's honestly a menace right now.
Yep. He's
Go lay down.
he's deciding to be
Lay
a
in your bed.
menace.
Hello,
Like-
baby Jack.
Baby Jack. Yes, I know. I know, Baby Jack. I know you want to go out.
I like your hat. Thank you. Apple baby.
This didn't end up turning out that bad. It's okay. You loaf. What brush are you using? You get this for free on our profile.
What if you darkened the yellow? Do you have it separated out or no?
No. I can darken the yellow. Like more like this kind of yellow.
I don't know. No, I mean the background.
Oh, the
Like, what if
background.
the face was like kind of
Okay.
out in the light?
Like this dark perhaps?
Maybe.
Let's see what it looks
If it
like.
was like maybe even like grouped with the hair or something.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's
That could be
pretty
cool.
good. Okay, let's do that.
What? Toby won the Good Boy title lately. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one of your how to draw manga books on Amazon. Nice. Our
Yes.
books are pretty popular on Amazon. You can also get them on TikTok Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, D. Coleman. How's it going?
Hey, it's been a while.
What brush? You can get it for free on the linky on our profile.
Oops, wrong one. Yep, here it is. Ooh, what if I did
does this
this?
Like if she had yellow on. What if she was wearing yellow?
Yeah, let's have her wear yellow. Like a raincoat. I don't even know who this character's supposed to be.
How do you draw heavy clothing? You mean like thicker clothing? This brush works in Clip Studio.
Yes.
You can get it into there. A lot of our members get it into Clip Studio. I don't know how. I don't use it. I don't use CSP. Have you ever seen the challenge where people draw their cats as anime characters? Ouchies drew our cats
As anime characters.
as
That's so
anime
cute.
characters. It was very cute.
Yeah, let's have her wear this yellow jacket. I think it's okay to have bold choices as long as you can see it throughout like your image. Like I don't think I'm gonna really like put a crazy blue or purple and just only do that, because I feel like this, while it could be fine, I would need to it just feels like an odd one out. So like I'm gonna just make it bold yellow instead.
Yes, this brush is free. You can get it on the linky on our profile. Also in our Discord server, if you type !brush in any channel, they'll give you the link to the brush download as well.
Mm-hmm. And actually, this yellow jacket works pretty good because this looks like bounce.
Yeah,
Looks like bounce.
it does look like bounce.
So it works. It can work.
CSP automatically translates Photoshop brushes into CSP brushes. That's cool. Drag and drop into your brush window. Nice.
Nice.
You get textured screen protector. Yes, there's a screen protector from Pen Tips. I actually ordered a screen protector for my Cintiq Pro, the 24-inch. It's going to come on Wednesday,
Ooh,
and I'm going to see how it works. I'm so sick of drawing on that big Cintiq, and it feels like I don't even know, drawing on like a hot stove with ice. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm going to give myself like whiplash, my hand whiplash, dude.
Maybe the girl from Little Nightmares. Yeah, I
What's
remember
that?
we were gonna play a game that was Little Nightmares. It's basically about a girl.
That's the one where they run away from the stuff, right?
Yeah, and
I
they
don't
have, like,
remember
a
what that
green-
character
they have,
looks
a
like.
Yellow. I only remember the yellow raincoat. That's all I remember.
Oh, they wear a yellow raincoat. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very bold. I like it. So yeah, there's looks like Yoda, like a girl Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the teal lighting was a pretty bold move, but like you have to make sure that you like surround. If you want to add bold colors like this, you got to make sure you're influencing other things with that same color, so it doesn't feel like out of place.
Bold and brash.
Bold and brash. Yep. You can also open PSD documents by default. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I knew that about CSP.
And I treat this the same way. It's like if I want a lot of stuff associated with the blue, I will use kind of like a lower opacity color.
David Finch is live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. David Finch is a great artist.
Yeah, he's really good.
Let's see here. Oh, did you want to give rendering tips?
Yeah. We could talk about rendering tips a little bit.
Sure.
Everybody gets really, really, really bored with like primitive forms though. Like if I render a cylinder, everybody's like,
Bye.
ugh. If you render like an anime head, everybody's like,
Ooh, how do you render? Oh my gosh.
But like anime heads are much more complicated than simple forms, and most people can't render simple forms.
Yeah.
And you draw the nose.
The nose?
It depends on what kind of nose you're going for.
Yeah. There's just, okay, as long as you have a keystone corner. Okay, I'm going to do it from the side view, okay? If you have the brow, keystone corner, which is this little bend right here, the bridge of the nose, and the bottom of the nose, you can kind of do whatever you want. As long as you have these components, then you can start designing. Like you can have a hook nose. So like let's say what if I blended this forehead and I didn't have a keystone corner, but instead I had just a very long hook nose like this. Then you can draw a different nose. Or, you know, you can have something that's a lot more smoother, which is like a very smooth slope, and then you point out a little bit. And there you got like a cute little button nose. But like keep this in mind so that when you're drawing it from like a different angle, you're thinking about your center line. You're not drawing from a vacuum, right? You're not trying to draw like, you're not trying to like plant a nose without any kind of guide. So like center line's really important. How it comes out from the forehead, goes down and out. You know, where is the bottom of the nose planted? I think Disney does a great job with at least old Disney art is great for like kind of showing noses. They have like this kind of little marking like this, and when they shade it, makes it feel like there's some wrapping line going around. Should I learn realism if I draw cartoony? Yes. It will improve your cartoony stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's the same fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's color theory is color theory, perspective is perspective. Like there's no cartoony like color theory. It's just color theory, and maybe you push the colors a bit, like 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective, and then you can design your shapes on top of that.
How do you choose colors to make it pop? Mine always ends up looking so dull.
It's probably a lack of logic and consistency to your color decisions. I can't tell without actually seeing it. We should do color critiques. Like, maybe we should like open our critique channel and be like talking about colors and values.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Crap, did I ever clear the critique channel? Crit submission?
No.
I didn't. Let me see if I can still do it.
Well, I was like, yes, OMG, yes. Everybody's like, yeah. Everything that is stylized is based on fundamentals of reality. You have to learn how to draw real things before you begin to exaggerate them.
Yeah, I mean, you can exaggerate them straight away, but you're still learning the real stuff as well. Like,
you can get this brush for free.
There's so many ways to successful art.
How would you go about studying an artist? I feel like I look at them, but I don't learn anything.
Learn the fundamentals and then look at how those artists apply the fundamentals. I can assure you, someone with good foundational training is not looking at your favorite artist's work the same way that you are.
Yeah.
How are they using colors? How are they designing? What camera lens are they using for their perspective? Are they using a wide lens? Are they using a long lens? Is it high key, mid key, low key? Are they using a limited palette? Are they using warm light, cool light? Do they have multiple light sources? What are they adding the detail in? The lights, the shadows? Is it soft light? Is it hard light? All of those things.
Yeah.
It's like learning a language. Once you learn the language, you can look how other people use the language. And if you didn't understand like half the things I was talking about just now, you can't look for it in someone's work if you don't know it.
Do you do an artist analysis? We have before. We have a few times.
Maybe I'll open the critique channel. I don't know how many we're gonna do. We weren't really planning on doing critiques today, but we'll see if something
pops up.
We will open the critique channel in our Discord server, and then I'll take a peek. I'll chuck the channel on the very top of crit submission or gallery, so it has 3 stars. It says crit submission. I just opened it, and we'll
anything that's color based.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about color and value because they're linked together.
Yeah.
So like again, if I analyze an artist, I'm looking at that stuff, all that stuff that I just talked about. It's like if you want to study an author and you don't know the first thing about like writing and grammar, you wouldn't know how to understand how the author writes. Like, oh, they use this perspective of a person. You like to use this kind of language. Like if you don't know how writing works, you wouldn't really know what to look for. Color and Light, James Gurney's book. Yeah, I studied that book all the way back in high school, like in 2014. I still have it. We've talked about it on stream here quite a lot in the past. It's a great book.
Yeah.
There's also another book called Color and Light by Nathan Fowkes. That's a really good one as well. But James Gurney is legendary. He's a legend at this point, honestly.
What size brush do you recommend using for sketching? I don't know. It just depends. I wouldn't use a brush that's way too big. Unless that's your sketching style, then and it works for you. Totally fine.
Maybe I didn't open it.
Do you have any tips for drawing bodies? We do have videos on our we have videos on our channel, YouTube channel, that talks about drawing bodies. And we also have a school that talks about figure drawing, which is definitely a class that you would need in order to learn how to draw bodies.
Applejack, did you transfer to your bed? Yep, there he is.
Yeah, how demure are you? Love your streams. You have no idea how much they help me. I wish more people would stream like this. Aw, thank you. So this is for people who are submitting their crit. It's about color. It's cute. It's fun. Let's see. I wish I could send the color thing. I have to go study history, but the video about hair talking about the valleys helped a lot. Awesome. Yeah, I think the problem with like the dull aspect is like there's multiple ways colors could look dull. It could be your saturation. It could be like your balance of colors just don't really feel very believable. You're also you can also be very timid with your artwork, and that could lead to like stiff colors, if that's even a term for it.
Yeah. I think that stiff colors would probably actually be a pretty accurate explanation.
Yeah. Stiff colors.
What software are you most happy drawing with? I don't know. I mostly just use Photoshop. I heard Clip Studio is great though. How do you discover your drawing style? You just develop it over time.
Yeah, you do. I want this to be more orange.
Has your own art ever made you hungry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I drew bread a while back. Remember?
That was good. Looked good. And then you really wanted bread after that.
Yeah, and then I made it a sticker in our Discord server.
How did you just go? Oh yeah, you just answered that. You discover it over time, you know. Like I think you just collect what you like, and you're like, oh, I want to try this style, I want to try that style. I think the style isn't necessarily like the main goal, but it could be a fun side quest.
Is that the lore behind the bread? I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of drew bread one day on stream, and it looked really good. And then I was like, wait, bread's pretty cool. We could make that a sticker. Bread.
Do the Minecraft numbing sound. That one.
There you go. Yeah, this was the bread.
Yum.
That was, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Can it be a TikTok emoji?
The bread, probably, but we don't really have many members, so it would kind of be useless.
So fun. Is there much difference between using a graphic tablet without a screen or without a screen, and one without a screen? Sorry,
without
one
and one with. Oh,
sorry, yeah, one with.
Oh, not really. I use both. I was just drawing on the Cintiq earlier, and then come in here and draw on this. But you do have to get used to it. A lot of people have trouble. A lot of beginners have trouble drawing with their hand here, and it comes out in front of them on a screen. And all I can say is just do it more and get used to it over time. A lot of beginners will be convinced that that is the root of their problems. Like, I can't draw because I need a screen to draw on. But you honestly just get used to it. It doesn't make a big difference.
I got a screenless one initially just because I couldn't afford the other one.
I'd use it. You would use it, wouldn't you? Please, Colton, I need this. My color's kind of homeless.
I need this. My color's kind of homeless. That's funny. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I remember that piece. Oh, those are fun too.
Fun stuff.
What brush is that? You can get it for free on our profile. Any tips for not finishing artwork?
Rip. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, I have that same problem a lot of the time.
I do too.
I definitely have that problem.
Sometimes what I'll do, or not what I'll do, but sometimes what happens is I will be like, oh yeah, I have a strong start to a piece, and then I just won't really know how to finish it. And so I just leave it. Do you guys make a manga? We'd like to in the future. We definitely want to.
Yeah, I have that same problem a lot. I don't finish stuff a lot of the time, but I've actually been putting a little bit more work into making some flex pieces because honestly, we need the promotional work.
Yeah.
We had this realization a little while back that Christine and I haven't finished almost any art in years, and so we're like, crap, we need to make some flex art.
Yeah, we need to make some flex art.
And that's what I've been doing lately because we run a business and people need to know that we can actually draw and paint.
Yeah.
Apparently doing little silly demos like this all day is not very impressive to a lot of people. So in order to better advertise our products and services, I've been having to make stuff that's a bit more flashy. I showed this one a lot lately, like this. This is like what I used to do professionally here and there, but
Hey, first time seeing this channel. Any words on what to do if I want to draw but also can't start a drawing?
Can't start a drawing?
You can start a drawing.
Are you physically incapable of it? In which case, I wouldn't really be able to give you advice on that.
Yeah, that's true. If you physically can, it's probably just like you don't know where to start. Is that correct? If you can, assuming you can, I would start with doing a bunch of thumbnails.
Parallax is a pain in the beginning. You mean like objects in front of each other? Is that what you were talking about? What?
Oh, nothing. Like I want to draw, but also don't want to draw.
Oh, so you could draw. Like you're physically capable of it. Like you're not handcuffed to like a bedpost or something, right? Just making sure. Because like I feel like a lot of the time it's like this limiting belief that's just like I can't draw, and it's like, well, you can.
Yeah.
Unless you're physically incapable of it, which again some people are, but like starting to break that language of can't and going like I can, and I'll prove it by setting a timer for 1 minute and drawing some marks on the paper and almost like slowly moving your way towards it. So that's what I would do if I was just like I can't draw. First I'd be like I need to break that belief and force myself to draw for whatever 30 seconds just to prove it in my brain. Like language is really powerful. The stuff that you tell yourself is very powerful.
Yeah. Like the drawing part doesn't come from like, oh, I really want to draw. You just do it. And once you do it, you kind of get into a rhythm.
What is your opinion on Ohuhu markers? I think we had an email asking for like a sponsorship from them a long time ago, but I never
we never responded.
We don't use a lot of markers lately. So I don't think I responded to it. Did I?
I've definitely seen a lot on Ohuhu markers, like on Amazon and stuff. They seem nice.
Let me look.
What's your pen setting on Procreate? Let me look.
Yeah, we did. I feel so bad now. December 11th, 2025. I am reaching out on behalf of Ohuhu, a brand known for its affordable, versatile markers. Oh dang, I should. I'm gonna respond to them. Yes, I would be interesting.
Well, let's see if they're still willing.
We have community members who are interested in our opinions on.
I just open a new canvas, make a line, maybe a sketch, and then delete it. I think force yourself. Not like, or if I don't do this, I'm a horrible person. Like, just, how about you just force yourself to draw for 30 minutes and then don't delete it. Then after that, come back to it and be like, if you like it, just continue it. Also, another thing is like, it could also just be a mentality issue where like you're drawing something, you hate it, you don't like it because nothing's ever good enough in the drawing and you just delete it. But also, I'd practice and having like a set goal can also help. I also just don't know what your issue could be because like I don't know your life and stuff.
Wait a second, I get to the bottom of the email and it says this email contains confident and legally protected information intended for the recipient only. Maybe I shouldn't have read that to chat then. Whatever. We'll try the markers and see if they're good. I love markers. We just don't use them that much. And I forgot to respond because we were busy with December stuff.
Mm-hmm. Most of my sketches just stay sketches. Like I will just draw for the sake of drawing and just also for the sake of streaming, and then I'll never like finish them. But like that's okay. You know, I'd say just leave the drawing on the canvas. Don't delete it because that also kind of gives a little bit of mental satisfaction that you drew something.
What do you think is the best gouache paint? I don't use nearly enough gouache to have an opinion on paint brands.
Yeah, I only use white gouache, and I don't really care what the brand is.
Oh, we have a critique channel open, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Where the heck is it? Here it is. There it is. Yeah, we opened the critique channel in the Discord server if you want to post your work.
With color help.
With color help and stuff.
Nah, they didn't see it. We didn't show it or anything. Well, I don't know. They would have to search a good while.
No, and it wouldn't matter anyways. I didn't read anything important, like names or whatever.
Would you say they're all generally the same? I guess. I don't know. I don't have enough.
Doubt they're all the same, but that would be, I don't know. I haven't really used them that much.
My issue is hair. Whenever I reach that point, and my mind goes blank. Okay. Find hairstyles on Pinterest or whatever. Pinterest is great for hairstyles because they're all about aesthetics. And then think like, oh, I like this hairstyle. Like, I like this hairstyle where the character has, pigtails and then long hair. And you collect that in your brain. If you're stuck on like hairstyles in particular. If you're stuck on design, think about what's the overall shape. How do you design the shape of the hair, for example? Like, for instance, Miko's hair. This is Miko, our character. When I design her hair, I think of a mushroom. And I'm like, okay, well, a mushroom is just this kind of like dome-like shape that kind of, flares out. And then you could design this mushroom. You can be like, oh, do I want this mushroom to be like a little bit more chubbier towards the bottom and a little bit like, wonky like this? This is what I imagine in my head when I draw her hair. But like for me, I'll be like, okay, form of the head. The hair follows the form and then wraps around graphically.
Crit submission.
Is that? Who is it?
So like hair isn't just like, hair for the sake of hair. It's not just strands, it's design. And design is very difficult. Womanry free class? Yeah, this technically is kind of like a free class, isn't it?
Yes. Do we put it in critique channel? Oh, yeah, crit submission, the one with the 3 stars on the top of gallery. We could talk about this piece.
That's a good one.
I'm going to talk about color a little bit. Let me just, you can keep doing with what you were doing. I'll mess with this for a little bit.
To put in critique channel, or is there a different one for this occasion? Yes, it's critique submissions.
What was that filter that Devin used?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
The one that he used to see the values.
Median?
Median? Was it?
That was
it in
by
filter
someone
gallery?
Else. That's by someone else, I think. No, it's not in filter gallery.
It's not.
It's in a blur.
Oh, is it?
I think. Blur or mosaic, something like that.
I don't remember. It's in noise.
Yeah.
Median.
What software? This is not Photoshop. This is Procreate.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm just looking at your hand grip for the pen so I can imitate it and I can prevent carpal tunnel. I just hold it like this. I was taught to correctly hold a pencil and like this. I don't know if that causes or not causes carpal tunnel. And then you just press lightly rather than be heavy-handed. I would also say if you're struggling with hair, just put a blob in. Put like a starting point. Like, let's say I want long green hair. Okay, I'm just gonna put long green hair over and wrap it over the form, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what bangs to do, so I'm just gonna put, maybe this kind of bang style, and I'm just gonna have a blob, and I have somewhere to start with, right? And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I have this. How can I design this to make it look more aesthetically pleasing? Well, I can add some smaller strands and just make sure that I'm improving the silhouette. That's one way to do it. Right? I can add another strand like this. This is actually really a pretty cute hairstyle and a cute color. So maybe I'll continue rolling with this. Just have a starting point. And remember that hair wraps over the head. So when you're shading it, it's not like this. You're not doing this. Right? You're not just shading the edges. You're thinking, where's the light source? And hair likes to have a lot of shadow. Like sometimes you'll see shadows that just take up a whole lot of space. depending on the lighting scenario, like this. Or hair also likes to have shadow towards the inner corners, like that. And so you're thinking about the graphic read of the hair rather than just thinking hair. Stop thinking in terms of hair. Like thinking in terms of graphic shapes and also design, which is easier said than done. But like I feel like that can give you a different perspective of approaching hair rather than just doing a bunch of like lines, right? Let's add a warmer highlight. It's kind of cute. Make it kind of jelly. I like this kind of very simple style of hair rendering. Right, like this is a chunk. This is a chunk. This is a chunk. And then you can use the shadows to describe what's happening. Like you can use this right here as like describing the form. So like this is one form and this is the wireframe. So like I'm using this shadow to describe the shadow going down and traveling down this hair clump. And in the rare occasion, which is a more stylistic choice, sometimes this side will not have shadow, but instead will have a lighter bit. And I think that actually makes it look, really nice and nuanced. I want to be a cartoonist like you. Well, thank you. I don't call myself a cartoonist, but I guess this is kind of a cartoon, I guess, just Japanese cartoons. Right, and so I'm separating these clumps out. This right here, I wouldn't necessarily split it half and half like that, but rather I would maybe make one part a little bit more nuanced. So I split the design of the hair or the shading of the hair so that we have 30% and 70% ratio. By design, do you mean silhouette and frame, the overall look? No, it's okay. Yeah, design is just, does it look appealing? How do you make it look comfortable? So it could be you design the silhouette. Like that's one aspect of it. Like designing the silhouette could just be, what's the overall main impression? Well, my silhouette looks like this. Do I want my silhouette, which is just this flat shape? How do I make it look more interesting? Well, maybe I'll just like add flow. Flow is design. Design is in everything, so I can't really exactly describe it perfectly. So then you're like, okay, this is design in terms of silhouette. Now I'm going to design in terms of shadow. What shapes look interesting for shadows? Well, like these really dynamic shapes like this where you taper, it gets thick to thin. That's really interesting. You're separating out the shadows and light graphically. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the stream where you're like, oh, separate your light and shadows. And that's also design. Because you have to, it's not just about like, oh, drawing a shadow. It's how does the light and shadow look in relationship to the silhouette? So everything's all connected. Like, do I like this shape? Shape design, right? Do I like this shape or do I not like it? If I like it, I continue and move on. How do I design this aspect? This is a 2D shape. This is also a 2D shape. If I just do this, kind of a poor design. For me personally, I like a bit of light and dark. And this light and dark has a nice shape. This has a nice shape, this has a nice shape. So it's just a lot of thinking. How come the inside of the hair by the neck is lighter? Isn't it darker because of the shadow? Well, it can. It can be lighter. There's a lot of artists that actually lighten this area because it makes the hair look more transparent. But this normally, yeah, probably would be more shadow instead, but the shapes are correct. So it doesn't really matter that much, which is kind of an interesting concept. What would be your definition of someone who is a god at art?
Like Craig Mullins?
Yeah. Someone who just knows art inside out. Like, they just know what to do.
Like a Kim Jong-gi?
Yeah.
He's good.
Kim Jong-gi.
He was super good.
He was. But, like, look. The reason why I add this right here is maybe because the white background is affecting the shadow side. But, like, you separated the light and dark anyways, and it looks really interesting, So basically that right touch that puts it all together. Yeah, kind of like that. But it's a bunch of different right touches. But like that comes through time. Like you have to learn and find your design sense.
I can talk a little bit about this one. I'm not going to do so much as a big paint over, but I'm just going to talk about some things to consider. Who is it? Evie Ren with your little starting soon environment. If you're in the chat, you want to talk about Misakis? That's you. Sounds good. You want to talk about Misaki?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know. Okay. Here we go.
I can try.
So I'm looking at this piece right here, and it looks pretty good overall. Like you got, relatively solid perspective, and it's coming together. Some things that I wanted to talk about is just common things like this is a flame right here, but yet the flame inside of the flame is actually darker than around outside of the flame. So just draw like a little, something like that could help a little bit. And I'm just going to talk in terms of black and white right now because we need to focus on this kind of stuff. If you chart the color of fire, you're usually going to go something like this. Then it'll kind of creep up into orange. And then it'll creep up into yellow. Like this. And then it will creep towards white. Like this. That's generally the path that fire, like flame, takes. Let me look. See. You can see I used a lot of fire in this piece right here. And so even though this is just a sketch, it still feels like fire, right? Because I've creeped that color up to that yellow from red. And you'll see that like fire tends to give off a very, very warm light, or like very warm. And it has a really fast fall off as well. So just kind of be aware, of that sort of thing. Not that this is a flame exactly. And I would say, like, look at different things. Like the same thing is kind of happening with this fire. If this is the main light source, this guy actually doesn't have any indication that is a light behind him. So maybe I literally would just come up here and darken this a little bit because we're getting pretty bright. Not that I want to like totally darken it, but like you would get light from this and it would probably hit the top of this, right? It might make it, and again, it's a pretty warm light, so we might go up to something like that. We could have this pretty dark back there. This is going to be a really, really ugly paint over. It's mostly just like things to consider, right? Here's this fire.
You can get the Procreate brush that I used on our profile. It'll be the green button on our website.
Right, we could have this as like a glow or something here. This is going to be lit kind of more coolish. Like, and a logic for the shadows as well. So if we look at this piece, you'll notice that there's not really like a logic. Like the shadows over here are blue, right? If I take this here, shadows over here are blue, which is fine. But then the shadows over here are purple. And I don't really see like an environmental reason that they would be blue or purple. And so like this person's face is lit and it's also lit kind of by a purple light. So my shadows are very purplish and also my lights are very purplish. And so it might create a little bit of conflict with the lighting. We could maybe, change the hue a bit and keep it relatively making sense. Like the light is pretty purple in here. Maybe I take this up and whatever, bring it less purple just to start moving things around a little bit, right? We can create a little bit more of an interesting light and shadow just by considering why are the shadows purple? If it doesn't matter, then we just kind of keep them consistently purple And then we can shift the hue a bit in the lights and go, what is the actual light color that we're dealing with? Like, because there's a front light, right? Like, otherwise this guy's face wouldn't be lit if there was no light from the camera. So just be aware of that kind of thing. Also, be careful of perspective like this. This is like impossible perspective. There's a gap right here. Like, I'm not going to talk too much about perspective, but right, that's an impossible like geometry. If this can't be touching the wall and also connected up here, we would have like something like that, and then we would probably want to just and finish connecting these like that. This one, it'll help that a lot, that feeling. Because we can't light impossible geometry, actually.
Interesting.
It's be like an optical illusion, you know? So just careful of that sort of thing. Right, we could have like a shadow that goes up here and up there, and I'm lighting it from the perspective of this lamp, right? We could come up here and have this like warm hit by that. We could have this warm but not quite as bright because it's further. This directly above, we could like have that lit. We could have all this lit and this. Like start to have like the light sort of make sense. Like objects that are perpendicular to this light are going to be more lit, and then it'll cast a shadow, right? And that shadow will come off, and we'll probably have another shadow down here, and it'll actually be a steeper angle because it's further away, like that sort of thing. So I would recommend like revisiting some of the perspective. You know, you can just make a new layer on top and sort of figure some of this stuff out, because we can't really light something with impossible like geometry. Right? We can connect this to the ground. Like, where's our horizon line? The horizon line to me feels like it wants to be like right here, right? I'm looking, I feel like I want to be looking up at this shelf from the bottom of it. So I would honestly say the horizon line feels to me like here. And I go, well, I'm obviously looking up at the bottom of this, so I'm below that. And I'm looking down at the top of this barrel right here, right? I can see the top of it. So I know that my horizon line has to be in between these two things. And so I put them, and then I look at like other context clues, and I'm like, well, I'm looking up at this from below. I can see this going away from me. So it's below that. And I'm thinking the horizon line feels like it wants to be maybe somewhere around the shelf. And then your vanishing point is going to be on the horizon line, right? So I would say maybe, you know, could pull this up. It feels a little steep. I would revisit the perspective a little bit in the shot. I'm not going to do like a whole paint over right now. You can see that the table doesn't really feel like it's going to that same spot. Like this is going here. This is going here. The boards on the roof, like to me, feel like they're kind of going up, almost like like a side view of the building is like that. And the boards go here, and we're looking at this corner. So, like, is the roof flat or is it tilted up? Like, we could get away with tilting it up. That would be fine. Right? This back here would be relatively dark. Unless there's light coming from back there. Right? We'd probably have this around here lit. Like, you would have light from this candle. Probably lighting various areas here. Reflection. This wouldn't be lit from it, right? So we'd probably end up having pretty dark over here. like maybe a shadow, probably like a shadow back in here. This, we'd probably have like a shadow in there. Maybe this bottle. What?
How do you get the book on our TikTok shop?
Huh?
Do you mean? What book are you talking about? Where can we submit drawings?
On our Discord server.
In our Discord server, and it's in critique submissions, but we're only talking about color today.
Yeah. There are definitely certain things that need to be addressed before color in general, though. Like, you can't fix perspective that's not right with color, you know? And again, like, I would, like, before even this, I would go in here and I would look very strongly at the composition, and I would go filter, median. I would look at it like this, and I'd go, do these shapes feel fun? Like, are these interesting shapes to me? Like, from an abstract point of view, right? That's exactly how I design, is I look at things from an abstract point of view. Like, let me go to my handy dandy here, still life. Like this, right? I'll go and look at this from an abstract point of view, like median. And I'll go, does it look interesting to me? Like, are these shapes themselves, are they kind of fun? Are they interesting? Right? Just purely thinking abstractly. And if those shapes are fun, I can really fill them in with whatever I want. And that would be like that kind of thinking about things in two values, like a noton study, right? And that's exactly what I did here, is I designed out these shapes. And that's what you do when it comes to environments, like exteriors or interiors. Did I upload those interiors to the share school?
No, that is not his drawing. That's someone else's that he's critiquing.
Yeah, I'm talking about someone else's. Interior finals. View, large. I don't know if I actually chucked those finals in here. Maybe. Yeah, here they are. So, like, interior final C. Like this one, for example.
Ooh.
Right? Like, you can see that
this is his stuff, by the way.
there's a relatively strong, I can, like, you know, lighten this a little bit so you can see it better. There's kind of like a couple of things for you to look at. There's like this part right here. There's this right here. There's this down here. I'm using a bad color, right? There's this right here. There's this over here. I've given you things to look at. Interior, let's do this one. This one's the same way, right? Like, there's stuff to look at in the piece. Like, oh, interesting stuff going on here. There's like eye paths around. Like, oh, there's kind of like this. And this gets designed in a very abstract way. Like, if I were to go, that could be my, like, the abstraction of the piece. It's like, is there kind of something going on that's interesting to work with? And I would design this like your armature, it would be called, or your framework, or your graphic composition, whatever the individual artist may call it. Like, this to me looks fun. Like, I think that's a pretty fun composition. And so then I would design around this. Oops. I would design around this, and then I would go in and start adding my medium values in here, right? Like, okay, and now we'll add maybe like a third and a fourth value, and then we can go, something like that. The wall right there, and start designing out the room from like this perspective. Could do something maybe along the lines of this. And I would design my room around this. And now if there was a character in here, I might have them like standing here, and I could balance them with the window, like the intensity of the window. I'll just merge it all like that.
Ooh, oh, that's so cool.
And we can imply perspective as well. We imply perspective with these lines. This is all implied perspective. This goes with the room.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I think the graphic approach is just so important.
Yeah. It's really important.
That's how you see things.
Everything rests on top of this concept. The concept of like, right, we could go and have a shadow here. Like that sort of thing, right? And then that's exactly what I did with that. I mean, obviously minus the person, right? But like that's still the graphical read. Like if you really squint your eyes, that's kind of the essence of the piece. And so going back to, you know, this piece, I would go like, what am I, like graphically am I looking at? Like maybe we could go and go like, okay, maybe I want the character to be a little bit more visible. So like my attention gets drawn to that. So maybe I'll have them like light against dark right here. You know, and I would literally just design it at this stage. If I can't get it working at this stage, I would restart or do something else and be like, okay, here's the character. Here's their eyes. And I try to create a focal point between the character and the starting soon, because I want people to look at the fact that it's starting soon. So my read is going to be like 1, 2, and then maybe I can have a 3 in the background. And everything I would design would try to help that composition, right?
Yes, we are doing some critiques, but it's more focused on lighting and color.
Yeah. Right. And then, of course, I need my perspective working at this stage as well.
It's the foundation of the house.
Yeah. This is like that graphical. Right. And then at this stage, I'm also going to be going like, what are my colors? Right. Like, do I want a warmer light? Or do I want a cooler light? And all of this stuff can be planned abstractly at this point, right? There's just something to think about. All right, we can put boards up here and boards up there. You know, I might just start working with that.
I think this piece would also do well with some interesting cropping.
Yeah.
But that's more of like a graphical read thing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we could have the top of the table a little bit more lit, maybe. Start separating some of these planes out. Like what's in light, what's in shadow. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of the direction that I would take with it. And like save what you have underneath and go like, do I feel at this level that I'm like really got something to look at?
Misaki, don't take a nap yet.
Huh?
I'm going to be covering her thing.
Yeah, Christina's going to cover your thing, Misaki, to keep you awake longer.
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of did a paint over, but I really don't know what kind of situation do you want. So this is kind of my interpretation of what I think you want. Yeah, she probably did leave. So this is for you to watch later. My assumption is that you kind of want something that's kind of dramatic, because I mean this facial expression is very dramatic.
What did she say in the chat?
She said, "Okay, nap time, good
I
night."
feel like I can have better dark lighting for this help.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like so I guess she wants to go for kind of like a dark dramatic.
Yeah. I was gonna say threatening, but and then it says dramatic. So what I did here was you want to separate out the person from the subject. Since she's looking at this guy, I'm gonna guess that she's the one that's the threatening one, and so I'm gonna put her in darkness. And so what I did here was I added a multiply layer just so I don't destroy your drawing. I made this dark to separate her out from the character here. I don't really know what's going on in the story, but like I just started there. I also, to make her eyes more luminescent, I erased out the shadow area and just made it like really, really bright. So that was step one that I did. And then next, I lightened him up. So this feels more like a bit of a light source, and it also separates him or it from her. And this is kind of like the more like the finishing touches here. So what I did here was I wanted her to have this kind of lighting, this kind of dramatic backlit look. And that is so I can separate out her neck and all that stuff and give a cool like graphical approach to the hair. I also gave her rim lighting on the back of her hair, and also I took this strip and turned it into a light. Now I want to keep her pretty dim, so that's all I did for her. I'm just kind of thinking more of a graphic standpoint. You can kind of keep it like this for now. And then this guy, I actually lighted him in a separate lighting scenario. So this guy, he looks like, I want him to look like he has a spotlight on him. It's kind of interesting because like I've definitely seen posters where this guy or where like people in the background and the people in the foreground are lit differently, but they can still like coexist in the same illustration. Colton, you can correct me if I'm wrong about that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay. So like for me, I separated him out because if I were to give him the same exact lighting, he would just not be able to be read at all. So I had to like
you'd just be completely in shadow. And
Yeah,
you could do it
you
with a
could.
spotlight. Like you could get a little flashlight and just shine it down.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. So that
And
was my
maybe
interpretation.
she would even get a little bit of bounce light on her from him if you
Ooh.
want. You don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah. Like you can have a little bit of like this kind of gradient, you know, if she's affected by it. Not saying that you should do it like this or what. In fact, that's actually kind of cool. That gives her like a interesting shadow.
Like milk mustache.
Like a mustache, yeah.
Milk mustache.
Milk mustache, yeah. Or you can say maybe the light is hitting the bottom of her nose. You know, since you're kind of going for more of like a simplistic style, I'm kind of keeping it very graphical. So in fact, I might not even want to add any like lighting information on her face at all, but just keep that flare alive. Or not alive, but like bright, really, really bright. In fact, I would make this pure white, very, very white, just so it reads like a light. Right, because we want this to be very luminescent. So now it looks like she's like glaring at it, but I think I pushed it out too much, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. That is my interpretation of your art piece. So if that helps later on when you watch this VOD, let me know. So like this, I would say shadow. So keep in mind that because this guy has his own lighting scenario, he's got to read separately from the character. And so like keep your values more constricted. These wings are less in the spotlight, so don't make them the same value as the wings that are above it. You know, light the top side of the wing and let the rest kind of fall into shadow. You know, this is a ball, and a ball in this kind of lighting just looks like this, which is, I'll just put in a different view. This is not right. We'll do this. So this is what I'm thinking about. Here's my sphere. If I shine a spotlight on it, this is the lighting that it's going to be. This is the light and shadow. It's going to look like this. So we want to make sure that that reads in this. Why rendering printed forms is so important. But, you know, that's what I do. That's what I did.
Yeah.
My tablet has a rough sandpaper-like spot because I was pressing too hard. I don't do that anymore. Really? That's crazy. Maybe the tablet ended up getting some callus. How can we show emotions as a whole in a piece like some artwork makes you feel serene or stillness? There's a lot of different ways.
There's like a lot of factors that contribute to that.
I drew you as chibis on my hand. Show and server fan art.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
That's actually what I was doing with these 3 pieces here. Not that piece. I feel like this one is too extreme. This monitor, I think, is much more contrasty than So I'm gonna show emotions as a whole in a whole piece. Like a lot of it is the color and graphical aspect, and then there's like the subject matter, like what is it? I made 3 different versions of the same interior with 3 different emotions. And I did that same thing with the exterior. So there was that one, there was this one, and where the heck is number 2? How do I... Exterior final... I don't know where the heck it is, dude. Whatever. I just have 2 of them right now. Let me see if I can find it in here. Exterior final B. Here it is. So I did 3 versions of... I'll get rid of that. 3 versions of this. That's actually my final for my painting class. And then I did... I'll get rid of that. 1... Come on. Exterior final A, B, and C. And all 3 of these have moods as well. So we got interior final and exterior final. So the emotions behind this one is that it's like a gaming den, right? We got neon lights, we got bright computer monitors, we got anime figurines inside of these shelves. This is supposed to be like a gamer den, right? Like a futuristic streaming gaming area. And so if I turn it black and white, it's very low key with like strips of lights and bright computer monitors, very, very strong artificial lighting. So it gives that mood, right? And the subjects are very, very specific to this. This does not feel like a cozy log cabin, right? It's not nostalgic. It's where sweats, the people who stomp on you on weekends on the in the video games are, right? And then yeah, it's chill, it's designed for you to play video games and stream and stuff. This one I went for more of like a nostalgia core feel. We've got warm lights, warmer shadows, we've got a lot of really warm bounce, right here. I've got really warm bounce coming up from the floor, and that warm bounce is hitting the bottom of the door frame. It's hitting the ceiling. We've got a guitar, an acoustic guitar. We've got a bed with a book. We've got a nice soft blanket that's got, you know, stripes. We've got pillows on the ground, sunlight streaming through the windows. It's soft, it's cozy, it's nostalgic. And then the third one is creepy. It's got an otherworldly vibe to it, right? It's got, my colors are a little bit different on this computer, so I'm gonna brighten this just a little bit for you. There we go. This is creepy. There's stuff all over the place. It's been ransacked. There's, you know, a plant in the foreground. There's light coming through the window. There's red eyes under the bed. It's green, blue, weird lighting. There's claw marks on the door. So, like, there's a tilted horizon. The tilted horizon contributes to the dynamic feeling. Look at all of our verticals. All of our verticals are now no longer verticals. They are angled. Everything is angled, which gives a sense of movement and dynamic movement. So a tilted horizon can make things feel more dynamic just because they turn all of your straight verticals into angled. the slightly open door. And then we've got this. This is friendly, happy. There's vegetables. They're all ripe. None of them are rotted.
Yep.
We've got nice sunlight.
Perfect.
The birds are flying. Miki's hanging out the window, and she's drawing off a sheet or getting cat hair off of her sheet. I don't know. Right? There's sunlight. It's nice. There's clouds. It's a nice beginning of summer day. And then there's this one, nighttime. There's nobody out. It's very dark. The moonlight is lighting the edges of stuff, right? This back here, there's a street light.
Another thing about like stillness is that it really just depends on what you think of it as still. Like, you know, some people can say that the sci-fi room or the cyberpunk bedroom looks like a still and calm piece. So just depends on you as well.
Right? Still, calm, night, maybe a bit creepy. It's dark, you can't see everything. And then this one, like, this one's really scary. Like, everything's on fire. There's heavy smoke in the air. The blue is almost entirely gone from the sky, and it's been replaced by really dark smoke clouds, right? We've got, like, dynamic. Like, literally, we could take this piece right here, and we could do the same thing that we did with the other piece. Like that. We could give it a tilted horizon to make it feel more extreme, right? We just take this and whatever, just do a quick little patch job. And it'll feel like more, all right?
Yep. Whoever knows that reference.
We could give it a tilted horizon, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, So, like, there's a lot of contributing factors. Colors, lighting, like lighting things from angles that you're not usually used to seeing can lead to a feeling of unsettledness. So, yeah, that question about wherever it is. How do we show emotions as whole in a piece? You just use many different things to show that, right?
The reflections always point to the camera. I've noticed that independently of light sources, as long as it isn't pitch black, reflections is always points to the viewer.
I don't know what you mean by reflections.
Like speculars?
Yeah, speculars move with the viewer because it's a mirror. Like, if you walk into the bathroom and there's a mirror, as you move, all of the reflections move. But, like, rendering doesn't move, but specular's reflections move with the viewer, yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily say they point to you. They're just always dependent on where you are.
Someone was asking, I think Anonymous, wait, was it? Art of Anom? They were asking about this one. More clear separation of shadow and light. I think this is a very cute piece. And I think it's already has a really good start. How would you do this one, Colton? Like, what do you want to show in the lighting? Do you want to show the moment? Like, do you want this to feel more, like, not romantic, but, like, touching and emotional? Because what I'm noticing is a lot of cool colors, which is totally fine if that's what you want. But I find that for moments like this, warmer colors might work pretty good as well. But I think you're, like, on the right track with this piece. Let's see here.
What do they ask about in the piece? You wanted the light to guide the focus. You wonder how it can establish a more clear separation of shadow and light. Like, I don't think this can phase the 4 enough. I guess I'm just looking at it as all.
But it's all lit, like all lit. So it's a very bright piece.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
I might tone down the window behind her a little bit. That's one thing that I would probably do. I would probably like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say the light is like the only thing. There's a little bit of like, it's definitely 1 point perspective. I would focus a little bit on that. Like setting up the perspective. Like I would probably flatten out the background. Like the background is already pretty flat, but like graphically I might tone down the window a little bit, or we could put a shadow on the building to help point towards characters.
Like I
there's
was
there's really a lot of ways that you could do it. Is this sunlight?
Yeah, is this sunlight? It feels like sunlight if it's outside. It looks like an overcast day to me. Is that what you wanted, or do you want it like bright sunny day?
If it's an overcast day, all the shadows would be very soft. If it's a sunny day, you'd have much warmer lighting, because the light hitting her is very cool. You can see there's like cool in the light side and the lit side of the legs.
Yeah, there's like this purple bluish, which I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
it's like
it's from
purple
the
bluish,
sky.
and you wouldn't get that right there.
Yeah.
You'd get that in the shadows.
Whoops. Hold up. Just gonna make this a little bit warmer.
Yeah, but
Now
that will warm up everything.
That will warm up
equally.
everything. Yeah, exactly.
You have to
So
go
you have
in
to
specifically and warm up the lights in relationship to the shadows.
Let me just try this really quick.
It's a very nice piece.
It is a
I
very
like
nice
it.
piece. Like that's why it's kind of like, how do you want to? Like for me, if I wanted this to be more like daylight, maybe I'd cool down the shadows more. I'm not saying like you should do it this way. Like I'm just trying not to destroy your image.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't like this yellow.
I notice people like to use purple a lot in shadows.
Yeah.
Purple doesn't show up very much at all in
There
shadows.
you go. It's better.
Generally, like you can get a little bit of purples here and there in shadows, but it very rarely will show up. I noticed everybody uses purple in shadows.
It's because it looks fancy.
It does look fancy, like, or it's perceived as like, oh, that's fancy.
Yeah. Bright. Oh, that's such a cute light. I like a little necklace. Yeah, I would also like maybe try darkening the window.
So
initially, it is really hot.
Dude.
Initially, I was thinking of something that was more like this. So we have more contrast with the character.
Yeah, that could work pretty
That
well.
could work.
It just depends exactly what you want to do.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of, pops her out a little bit. You can also argue that, like, hey, maybe there's another shadow down here so that maybe we don't,
The cat would have a longer shadow for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, that's cute. You could group the cat shadow into underneath of her foot. Like, I would also look for opportunities to combine shapes. Like, the more pathways that you can create through shapes that are combined, like value-wise, the more cohesive a piece will feel generally.
Yeah. So for me, I'd actually darken this back here. So I wanted to show that. Yeah, go ahead.
And also, like,
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah,
under there.
that works well.
You could create a pathway right here. How big is this? It's just very harsh.
Yeah.
You could do something like
Well, like,
that.
you're connecting these two together through the cast shadows.
You don't have to. Like, you could do this.
Mm-hmm.
And just extend that cat shadow a little bit. But, like, the more visual pathways that you can create between objects, like even little things, like little connected
Like
shapes
this.
of, that's why it's so important to value group as well. Like, if you really squint, you go like, what is in its own container of value?
Yeah. Let me just continue adding a bit of cool. When it comes to stuff like skin, you don't want to show too much. Like, I'm noticing you're showing a lot of like kneecap. Most of the time you just want to simplify this area because it kind of takes attention away. It can, at least. So I'm just going to go and group that. This. I would go and probably make this cat even brighter. Have a little bit of subsurface scattering in the fur. Makes it look more vibrant. So let me just. Okay, so this is the before. After. Before. After. Maybe.
Yeah. And again, like the colors are not that important. Like you
Yeah.
can color balance it. You could do whatever you want with those. It's more about like the graphical, like even just from a black and white standpoint.
I'll make this a little bit brighter. Maybe a little bit more saturated to show it's like daylight. But I like it. It's a good piece. I would even say, you can brighten this up just a tiny bit more to make it feel like the sun's really hitting on her. Especially like with how bright, the orange shirt is.
Yeah, the window's totally fine. Like you don't need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
There's no problem with the window.
I'm just kind of doing a little bit of nitpicky work at this point. Like I think that the shadows on both legs look really even, so I'm gonna decide to tone down one. Like maybe this one will only receive a little bit of rim lighting instead. And that way, this looks like it's going in front and getting hit with light. This one is like retreated back a bit. Let me see what this looked like if this was really well lit. Nah, I don't. Well, I would say that's my feedback for this one. But like, I like the coolness in here.
Yeah.
Contrast with the warmness.
I mean,
of
you
her.
do have a lot of coolness in shadow, especially with white objects. They get very cool in the shadows if you got a blue sky out.
Yeah. Just do that. Tint that in this bluer tone. There we go. Yeah, and the window's a great way to frame her face. It's great. That's why we didn't remove it. It just, the values, like if you look in here, I mean, it's already pretty well separated, but I feel like with everything else, the lighting just feels like the same, which if you want something to have more focus, you might want to add a bit more contrast if that's what you want. So that's why I decided to add in that shadow to make her stand out even more and stuff like that. Milo, always sleeping early. I don't know what time it is over there.
So 11 at night or something.
I don't know what brush is used to make that stone wall texture. Not sure. I did not make this piece.
If you're painting an object, keep in mind that a lot of the time the shadows, like let's say we got a blue sky up here, right? So we'll go up here and we'll give this like a blue sky, right? And then maybe down towards the horizon, I don't know. It gets maybe like that, and then up here we get like, I don't know, a blue sky or whatever, right? So this is like a white object in the desert. This is our perspective. Like this, there's an overhang right here. What ends up happening a lot of the time is this. This is, landscape painters deal with this all the time. You're gonna get a shadow, and that shadow is gonna be very influenced by the blue of the sky, right? So we'll paint in this shadow underneath of here, back here. Maybe we'll have a little object or a shadow right there, right? Boom. So there's the shadow of our object, the shadowed, like, side, whatever. I always do this, dude. Let me just do this. Boop. Come on.
There we go.
There. Got to be creative sometimes.
I was literally just gonna say that Teen Titans Tower.
Okay. And then we've got the sand, and the sand is going to be much cooler, and you're going to have a nice shadow, and it's going to be facing up. So say we just have a nice shadow coming, whatever, coming out like this. I'm not really I'm not plotting anything or talking about that. We got a little shadow right here. It is cooler, right? There's this sand and then this, and I've come way down into gray. Way down into gray. All right? And then something very interesting happens in this shadow. So the blue sky is lighting this shadow, but something interesting is going to happen underneath of here. The sand is going to bounce warm light. So we're going to take this and we're going to warm it up quite a lot.
Ooh.
Like that. We will see this a lot, right? We might have like a little bit of AO, but not a whole lot, honestly. We might have something a little bit like that. This is going to be lit nice and warm, right? Nice and warm. Nice and warm. You know, we could have a little sand coming up here. Variations in the sand or whatever. You can have
Prosperity, that looks familiar.
whatever. Dunes in the background or something. Right? So you can see that this starts to feel much more natural just because of the... Now watch. Come in here. You can just kind of light that. There we go. And now if you look at it in black and white, our light side, our shadowed side, it's still separated out, right? And if we want to add like little whatever, this, we can.
I think people don't look for bounce light enough in their pieces. Bounce light is just adds so much depth.
Yeah, it does add a lot. It really adds a lot. Bounce light is really important, but bounce light is not strong. Like usually when people add bounce light, what they do is they change the value a lot, but it's more so a color change than a value change a lot of the time, because bounce light will give very much, it will influence things a lot. Like that sort of thing, right? And you could be fancy. You could come in here and do your silly little...
When I found that
that
bounce
everybody likes
light...
to
Oh
do.
yeah, the subsurface. When I found that bounce light works really well with just within the shadows and just keep it within the shadows, it's like, oh, there's the place for the bounce light. I love these color lectures so much. I do too. They're really fun to teach.
And now this is the thing, right? This to this little break right here, you do not need a value change between this side and that side. This shape, this line, boop to boop, will give you enough information. Your brain is smart enough to know that this little angle change is a change right there as well. I see so many people who are like, you know, they'll make a really big change between this or between that, and you really don't need to. Your brain will like gets it. It knows.
Trust your brain a bit.
Yeah.
FYP brought me back to you guys. I'm so happy. Yay! Welcome back, Mr. Fuzz. Teacher question, is the yellow outline for aesthetic reasoning, or is there a real purpose?
Yeah, it's just aesthetic. I was
Aesthetic.
saying you could add that silly thing. You don't need to.
But a lot of people like it because it's like, ooh, color contrast.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically faking subsurface scattering, or not really faking it. It's kind of implying subsurface scattering when you do it on like a person. But I was just
Doing it for
added it for no
sake
reason.
of it.
Because everybody always does it, and it's funny.
I do it all the time. For white shirts. White shirts, you actually see it quite often.
Yeah, and we could raise and lower the value of this, and it doesn't really matter. Like, you can still see the object. we could turn it blue. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can still see the object. And now my shadow would actually probably be more like this. Because this is an overhang. So we're going to go boop, like that. And your brain is smart enough to connect the dots between this corner right here and this corner right here. Boop, 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 boop. We can leave that out, and we don't need to show it.
You know, Colton, how did you add that texture in there? This is
What
crazy.
texture?
Well,
That?
like just that implied texture that you just did it so fast.
I mean, I just go,
Boop, 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 boop.
yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? Even though this is technically a background, the subject matter is this building.
Yeah.
So backgrounds are also have subject matters within
This
themselves.
is a prop, like, yeah, like straight up
Yep.
to me. And now you can start, like, chipping away at different areas, giving it a little bit more personality.
Actually, one of my favorite demos that you did for me a long time ago was the building in the desert, or was
Really?
that Fang? I think Fang did
Fang
it.
did a building in a desert.
I really liked that video. It helped a lot for me.
Yeah.
Crazy how with just a few strokes it made it look so good. That's
That's what we teach.
what we teach. Brush economy as well.
Yeah, that's what we teach in our school, right? Now this, I would probably just go, boop.
Do you know Yurenja? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually, but like artwork, yes, I know. Kind
I
of looks
don't
like
know.
2 blocks of cheese.
I don't know him personally.
Kind of does look like 2 blocks of cheese, moldy
That
cheese,
sort of thing.
like brie cheese.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, we can add a door to it. Be like an ancient monolith or something. Did you do this on one layer? Yeah, he did that on one layer.
Painted it all.
Oh, that's so. It's like a surrealist vibe. I really like this. You know, 120 people are watching a T-shaped building in the
Wow,
desert.
chat, you really have nothing better to do.
I want to learn how to paint, and this helps. Heck yeah. Well, painting is just you're sculpting with light and shadow, and you're separating out shapes and forms. That's really all it is. Like when he did this piece, he just started with like a blob.
Yeah, and like I draw, like, with my paintbrush a lot of the time too, right? So like this is my box. I like drawing with my paintbrush. Like that's how I paint a lot of the time.
That'll be great for a person too.
And so
Garbage.
if I were to actually show you the topology of this, not like it's
Someone
all
says
that
Teen
accurate.
Titans in ancient Egypt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's make that a thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'll go,
Tori says TikTok asked me if this live was appropriate.
oh well.
Is it because of that?
There we go.
Maybe they need to ask if they are appropriate.
Yeah. That's what I think. Like, this in my brain is what's going on, right? I've got this coming up, going down. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my mind when I draw that. So, like, I paint, I'm so used to drawing in perspective that we can just carve out objects, like a box, you know? With a cylinder behind it, because I think in terms of shapes, because I'm painting and it's all about shapes, and there's a cylinder behind the box, right? And we can do another cylinder in front of the box like this, and then I'll just go boop boop, and then in my mind what I just painted is the silhouette of this.
Have you guys ever worked on comics before, like DC or Marvel? No.
No, I don't do any comic stuff. Right, that's what I drew. And so I'm like, oh, like, I don't want that there. I want an more interesting silhouette. There's a cylinder, right? And in my brain, I'm just like, castle. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You're using like little baby blocks
Yeah.
to build environments.
Middle.
Oh my gosh, it could be a cathedral too.
Yeah.
I was right. There's one that has Teen Titans in about ancient Egypt. Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. And then I'll just do this, and I'll think lighting direction, and then I'll think lighting information. All right. So now we're gonna light this, and this is gonna cast a shadow, and the shadow is gonna look like. You know, maybe like that, or even like that. This front side is going to be in shadow. I'm thinking in just 2 values, right? This is in shadow. 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 This is going to give a long shadow.
Is line art very important when doing this kind of rendering?
I mean, drawing is the foundation of this. Whether I draw it with a line or with a shape, it's still drawing. Like, you know, whatever. This and that and that. Like, I'm thinking drawing, but like my background is in drawing. You know, or this could be in front. But yeah, I'm drawing right now. Like, I'm just like you would do the same thing with charcoal or whatever. And then we get little. I want this to be like more that color.
Ooh,
that's better.
That is better. I like that warmer.
I don't like the yellow. I wanted, you know, a little bit more.
What platform are you using to draw right now? He's using Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm just drawing in Photoshop.
Squidward's house years after global warming.
Yeah, and so this is like that underlying foundation.
People are saying that this looks like cheese.
This looks like cheese?
I don't see it. I say it looks like stone. Do you randomly decide where you want the light to come from, or already have a final image planned?
I don't. It's not random at all. It's like I'm thinking of how much of the front, how much of the side. Like, this is really simple, right? It's just like light coming from here. This edge is casting a shadow, and it goes, you know, what, about to here. That's like the shadow that's being cast down there. So, no, I'm just lighting something from an angle that's going to describe the object. So I go, in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to light it from a side that gives me an interesting shape. Like, I have this cool shape. Like, I'm going to erase this silly thing right here. Like, I run like a little, I don't know, guess in my mind, and I go, well, this shape right here is fun. I like that shape. And it works pretty well with this shape. And then I've got this shape, which is like a rectangle. And then I've got this shape, which is like another rectangle. And once you have the components of like a box, your brain will see a box.
Yeah.
Like, it'll start to see these things as a thing when they're put together. And so, like, I could light it from higher. So it would be like this. Like, that's also an interesting shape to me. I could light it from an angle where it just perfectly clips this. It's like coming in perfectly straight. But I don't like that because it looks bad. Like, you could achieve this in real life. Like those silly photos where the sun is exactly above like a post in the ground or a building and it just looks like weird.
By the way, Colton teaches this in his painting class.
Yeah.
We teach the fundamentals of art, and we cover things like painting, perspective, people drawing, figure drawing, and we have a school. So you can check that out on our website, drawanganime.com.
Yup. Yeah, this is stuff that I talk about in my painting class. Like, this is just a really simple little painting, but I talk about a lot of really important stuff, this kind of stuff. And
Can you still have blue shadows with orange/yellow lighting?
yeah, I mean,
If the surrounding area has blue in it?
I mean, at the end of the day, the thing that really matters is the values. Like the shapes. The shapes matter the most. I shouldn't even say value. It's like the shapes are what makes the thing. Like it's like I took all these components, this shape, this shape, this shape.
Actually, what if you turn them into very different colors?
This shape. Yeah, like, okay, like.
I'm kind of curious now.
I actually do that in my class. Whatever. That. We could go dark blue with this one. We could go red with this one. We could go, I don't know.
Green.
Green with this one. Like, the shapes make the thing.
No lighting information whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just complete, like, freedom in the graphic
But you
area.
also have to understand that we also had this shape, remember?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Like, we also had... What other shape did we have? Just that, I guess.
That, yeah.
So it's not...
that crevice in there?
Yeah, like, it doesn't really matter what colors things are. See, I'm getting simultaneous contrast here now, but let's say we can actually see the shape. Like that sort of thing. Right? We've got this.
Oh, wow.
More simultaneous contrast.
See, this is where we get into, like, it's kind of like modern abstract art.
Yeah.
This is, like, which is, like, super interesting.
And the drawing part defines the shapes. Like, the fact, like, you want to learn how to draw because you need to be able to get the shape. Like, this shape. How can you get this exact shape without being able to draw? Like, that's the issue. Is like, well, what shape do I use? Well, what is the object? What perspective is it in? Where is the light coming from? Like, this shape right here would be very different if I decided the lighting was going to come from a lot higher. This shape would probably look, you know, maybe more like this if the light was a lot higher. And this shape wouldn't be the same. If the lighting was a lot higher, I might actually just get, like, whatever. You know, maybe...
I forget how short shadows can be.
Maybe something like that, right? And then we might even start to see... Or, how about this? Let's just completely cover this. And then the shadow maybe is even just coming like that. Like the light is like above, right? And then it's like, okay, well, then this might actually get hit by a decent amount of like bounce from the ground or whatever. So the light's no longer coming there. The light's coming like directly down below. And without perspective, without knowing lighting, like I wouldn't be able to find these shapes, and therefore I would never be able to paint this. But when you practice it enough, you get to a point where you can kind of guess in the ballpark, and then you can like double check your work later, whether that's using 3D like Blender, whether that's calculating shadows by hand or whatever.
By Remy. Mm-hmm.
And so we talk about this kind of stuff in the past here quite a lot. Like, you know, I don't have any direct examples right here, it doesn't look like. What about that? No. None of that.
I like the idea of using color opposites to make the light brighter, if that makes sense.
The light brighter? Right, like, if we can't draw, then we can't really do a lot. Like, we need to be able to draw objects and think about them in 3D space if we want to be able to draw things from, like, imagination. Like, this is always the example I use, right? Like, where is this sphere and where is this cylinder? Sphere is behind the cylinder. There's the shadow of it. It's directly behind it. Look. So if you were to connect these, it would be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if I put the shadow right here and right here. Well, now the sphere is next to the cylinder right here. And that's what it would look like. It's to the right. I never changed the sphere or the cylinder. I just placed the drop shadows somewhere else, right? Now, you know, imagine the shadow for the sphere is right here, and the shadow for the cylinder is right here. Well, now the cylinder is actually behind the sphere, and it would look like, you know, that. So, like, I just kind of, like, rotated the sphere around the cylinder without moving either of them, just by kind of changing their locations above the ground. Or we could have them next to each other again, but up here. Heck, who's to say the cylinder isn't even just stuck through the ground?
It's true.
You know? Like, there's where it goes through the ground at. So we can move these objects in a way just by... I guess I erased my sphere, didn't I?
Can we have a sunset in the opposite lighting direction of Squidward's house? Effectively changing the mood and time of day? You mean like can Colton paint that? Would you do a clothing stream sometime soon?
Oh, you got your package. Nice.
Fox, you got your package?
Well, like, this is drawing skill, by the way. Like, this is what you get from taking perspective and lighting classes and stuff, is it gives you the ability to, like, manipulate things three-dimensionally.
Did you open it, Fox? Fox says, if I could just send a side eye, I would.
What?
Why?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you do a clothing stream sometime soon? Probably. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
And so I'm using the same exact, like, skills to do this as I was to move that cylinder around, right?
Hi, Toby.
There's a cylinder. And then let's just say, you know, we make it out of the same thing that this is made out of. Here's the shadow underneath. That's bounced warm. Here's the shadow on this side. Here's my core. Where does this shadow hit? You know, well, we'll kind of, where is it on the ground? Is it in the background? Is the cylinder back there? Is the cylinder right here? You know, we'll say that this cylinder, which is a stone cylinder maybe, right? We'll give it a little bit of texture or something.
Cool. Fox says the stickers are really cute. I don't know what to do with them. Put them on your sketchbook. Put them on your computer.
They're sticky.
They're sticky.
So you can put them on stuff, but carefully, because
want to put it in like a case? Sure.
Do it.
Put on like a sketchbook, or put on like a Switch case. I don't know. They're pretty high quality stickers. They're vinyl. Philosophy question. Do y'all believe in natural talent, or do you think skills come from practice? I think skills come from practice. I mean, you can't learn piano without practicing the skill over and over and over. And same with drawing.
Like, at the end of the day, the practice, like the hours that you put in and the training that you get, like quality of practice.
Sasuke says, thank you so much for all the information and time. Tomorrow I'm going to revisit the piece. I truly appreciate it.
Awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you for the lovely comment.
You're welcome.
And Sai says, it's been 3 months since the last clothing stream, and I love those so much. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, like this kind of thing, right? Like, oh, I put a floating thing there. And then, like, we could just connect this down to the ground, for example. Like, this is what I'm thinking in my head, is I'm connecting this to the ground. And then the shadow is going like that,
You know
and
what it
up
looks
the
like?
wall.
It looks like it's saying it.
It.
It. Wait, that's kind of
But I'm just not connecting it to the ground. I'm just doing this. It's like, that's how you find the shadow of floating objects, is you connect it to the ground. And then you just, you know,
Ooh.
calculate it as if it was connected to the ground, but then you go, oh, it cuts whatever there. I could probably cut it.
Any tips on how to draw for yourself and not care about likes and stuff?
Don't post your work.
Yeah.
Or you can post your work. I don't know, like,
separate yourself from the likes.
yeah, there are definitely some people who can do it pretty well, and then there's other people who have a lot more difficulty with it. I haven't posted any work in a really long time.
Me neither. Greetings from Argentina.
Hello.
I dream of being a concept art illustrator.
That's awesome. One of our moderators is from Argentina. I mean, that's great. Like, you can totally do it. That's how I think about this sort of thing, you know? And it's adding more primitive forms. You can do that. There's a little nub on top of that.
What if you did start posting and now you feel under pressure and stuff to continue? I mean, I would just treat it completely as like this. I'm just going to post when I feel like it. And it's just, I'm only posting for me. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like,
more of, I would just think about it in that way.
Like for me, like my Instagram, I just am going to post whatever I feel like posting. And I'm not really going to care. Like you just like snap. Once you don't care, you'll feel that in your brain. You're like, whatever. Like, so whatever. You're not trying to one up your past post. And I think that's like the idea of social media, right? Like when people do social media, they're like, I have to keep up this kind of pressure to perform. But like, really, don't work for social media. Let social media work for you. Like you treat social media how you want to treat it, right? If people expect it from you and you've decided that you're not going to like give into that pressure or even that self-pressure, then, you know, like you're successfully using social media to your needs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think social media is probably one of the worst things ever invented for artists.
Yeah.
So use it as you would use a holding a grenade. Social media can be so incredibly terrible for the well-being of creative people. I think just well-being in general. Like, I usually recommend that artists don't use social media, and if they do, they treat it like a business. If you want to make a living from art or something, I've seen more people's mentalities ruined because of like social media and pressures and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like this very weird artificial thing. It's like it exposes you to more and better art than you would ever see in your entire lifetime in, you know, before social media existed. Like,
Facts.
you may be the most talented person in your entire city, but or town, but because of social media, it makes it seem like you're behind because the best and most talented artists in the entire world are one button click away
And getting millions and millions of likes, and you aren't, and
yeah,
this
like
whole comparison thing.
It's this very weird artificial environment that's super weird.
Like when we made our first social media, we kind of just treated it as like not a personal thing, but it's like, this is for the business, you know?
Yeah.
Because our social media is for our business, like, and we treat it kind of strictly that rather than our identity.
Yeah, I mean, we use social media to teach art, and like Christina and I hardly post at all. It doesn't mean that I would never post. It's just we use social media to teach art.
Yeah. I think some people use social media as like, I'm gonna prove myself. But that's actually the worst way to prove yourself. It causes a lot of unhealthy thinking, if not in the right mindset.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's very tempting, you know? How do you choose colors that works even in grayscale? Your values need to work first.
Yeah.
So like if you choose colors and you want to match it to the grayscale, you match it to the grayscale. Like you start seeing in black and white. Like color and value are not separate things. They're together. But like that only comes with a bunch of practice. So like when Colton looks at this piece, he's not thinking color. He's thinking this is black and white.
I'm treating color and value separately in my brain. I'm like going through the motions of, I think about it purely in terms of lightness and darkness. Then I think about it purely in terms of like, you know, the actual hue. Is it green, blue, red, orange? And then I think about it in terms of saturation and like go through this checklist, like first this, then that, then that. First this, then that, then that. Mm-hmm. And when I pick a color, you know, if I wanted to add like a red stripe around this, like let's just say I want to add like a red stripe around this, right? I would go.
We're using Photoshop,
What is
by
red?
the way.
Okay. What is it? What light is hitting it? It's a warm light. Warm red. Okay. Here's my red. Okay. Now I'm turning around the corner. It's going into the shadow. It's going to be darker. It's going to be cooler, less saturated. You know, maybe something along the lines of that. Like, that would be a good starting point.
Lisa says, thank you. I feel so much better now. Yay. That's great. Just use it wisely, you know. Like, it's a mentality thing.
Yeah, that's how I would add a red stripe to this. That would be my starting point. And I would go, yep, I can see the stripe. So I'm like, what color is it? Oh, it's red. What light is hitting it? A warm light. And then it's like into the shadow. Shadow. It's darker. It's cooler. Much cooler. You know? Maybe like that. Like, we could even do that. I think that would be a pretty good color. And it just has to be like somewhat, it has to make sense. And then you'll believe it. Right? We can put this stripe going all the way up. And then I would just go. And then I go, okay, my shadow goes up. Zoop. Now it's hit by warmth. But it's still in the shadow. So I'll make this maybe a lot warmer. And then I get that light again. Zoop.
I've been feeling like I'm on some unstoppable timer, and if I don't post or do well, I'll let my followers down. Oh, you should see our posts sometimes. We won't post for months sometimes. But, you know, that's why we stream.
Well, we're certainly behind you, so if that makes you feel any better. But that's how I would do that.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Right? And then I'd come down here, and it's like, there it is in the light again.
Awesome demo of color and value here. Heck yeah. It's so
like,
simple, but like sometimes it's just good when it's simple.
So this is a warm light up here. I've decided it's warm. This is a cool, like, everything facing down is hit by warm. Everything facing this way and that way in the shadow is cool, is facing the cool sky. And everything that's getting hit by the light is facing warm. So, like, that's my map.
If this made you click, if this made something click in your brain, you should take our classes.
Yeah, I do teach all this. I do teach all of this stuff in my class. Like, it's huge. It's so big. It's so in depth.
Can you do a purple line? Oh yeah, he could totally change it to purple.
Yeah, like, what purple?
Like warm purple, light purple, dark purple, cool purple.
Like, I would do a purple line like this. I would go, okay, it's in the light. It's in the shadow. I'm going to cool it down. I'm going to bring it down in value a lot.
Midnight purple. I never heard of midnight purple.
That's how I would do a purple line. I would just go warm, cool. I'll warm it up again as it hits this. And then I'm just going to go. Zoop. But remember, we got form on here. So it's going to kind of, I was just using my mouse. You know, maybe it'll go around that.
No keeping the same values? What do you mean? They're pretty similar, actually.
This one? Yeah, this and this are very similar.
Even the red in the light, the purple and the red in the light are very similar. They just, their frequency just looks different, so it feels like it's a different value, but it's not, which is kind of interesting.
Like that. And it depends on the purple. Put a yellow line over here. Or like like this.
Ooh.
It goes up into the shadow, and it's like, oh, much darker, much less saturated, you know, maybe something like this. Maybe I'll go a little bit more
What's your opinion on using gradient maps?
like that. I think they're totally fine. A lot of professionals use them very effectively. I don't think students can handle them very well because they have to kind of understand this sort of thing in order to be able to use it. Your values have to be pretty good. They're super, super useful.
Yeah.
Like, really useful.
When the purple line in the crease on the top would be a little darker, probably. Or it could be lighter if it's facing the light.
Right? We could even go like...
He just goes lower in value. Yeah, it's just, you want to think of it separately. You want to think, not separately, you want to think of like, you go cooler, and then you go lower if it's in shadows. Shadows will always be darker, so like you just go down in value. And then you change the hue if like you want it more dynamic.
Yeah, and I want to make sure I can actually see it as well. Like, a lot of the times you'll get values that are very similar in different places. So it just depends. That's like the idea of like value grouping and stuff, or merging things together. Like that. This is exactly, by the way, how I do a lot of my a lot of my imaginative paintings. Like this is from Imagination. I just dropped that into Coolerist. What the?
You dropped it into Coolerist again. Yeah.
Double 2 times in a row. Like this is from Imagination right here. Materials, lights, all that. This is from Imagination right here. Much bigger picture. And I do a lot of these little things like multiple light sources, green light, blue light on different materials and reflectivities and stuff. This is a study. This was just a study of like my headphones and pen next to me and charger. So like this is a still life that I did from direct observation. And I just do a lot of those. I've done a lot of still lifes. I do lots and lots and lots of studies. What was that other one? This one.
Do certain colors change more dramatically in shadow or light than other colors?
Here's that. Depends on what you're lighting it with. The light has a color. There's another one.
That's a painting. Everybody always sees
Here's
like
another
that's
one.
A painting with that yoga mat one.
Oh, the yoga mat one, yeah. Like
that one's a really cool one.
You know, this is painted.
This is all done in our anime art school.
Yeah, these are demos that I do in my painting class. Like I teach you how to think about materials. Like I set this up as a cylinder. We map out the reflections and then we add the texture to it and look for, you know, the little changes because of the texture. Because this is like a divoted or like a hammered material, right? It's like a cup that's bulged, and then it's got all these little round divots in a specific pattern around it.
Are your classes open to minors? Also, how much do they cost?
Yeah. Anybody can take them. It's kind of like a recorded college, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, and these are all concave surfaces. So if we look at it, it's like that, which means this looks up, this looks down.
The class costs $497 for the whole entire program.
Yes, it's a year-long program. It's like an entire college. It's a very, very large and in-depth. This is a 14-week long class that covers lots and lots and lots and stuff. I'm talking like dozens of hours of content and lessons. It is for people who are like, I'm ready to get serious and actually get good. And so you'll take a lot of the same classes that you take in college.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys review our work?
Not in the anime art school. It's like a self-paced college.
Mm-hmm. If you are having trouble with like a certain thing in the class and you're like, I just don't really get this concept, you can definitely ask when we're streaming and stuff, and you could say like, oh yeah, I got anime art school, and we'll answer it for you.
Yeah, if you come by stream and ask questions and stuff, we just don't give feedback on homework as part of the curriculum. But there's actually a lot of students who are in the school that are in chat that ask questions a lot. But yeah, you can see like material differences. Look,
wow,
here's the lemon.
There's the lemon.
And if there was like a dot right here, it would be like, what?
What school are y'all talking about? We
Right
are talking
there.
about our school.
Yeah, our online program. Same with this. This wasn't done in the school. This was a really old study that I did, but
Yeah, we are teachers.
yep.
And we teach foundation for art. You know, if you want to get better art, we teach the fundamentals, which covers, you know, a lot of things like lighting, painting, perspective, figure drawing, clothing drawing, character design, and building your own project. So that is our program, our anime art school program. You can check it out on our website, drawanime.com, or our bio.
It's actually a pretty old piece. I don't remember when exactly I did it. Let's look.
Pretty old.
When I uploaded it was all the way back in, it doesn't say.
Oh.
Oops. who knows? Probably like 2022 or 2023 or something.
Do y'all cover 3D like Blender?
No, we don't
No.
teach any 3D in our school. I do use Blender. I just don't teach it in there. I've used it. I didn't really use it lately that much. I always like this one, although it's a little like weird. Like texture indication. Here's different materials. This is a concave surface. Look.
Ooh.
Concave. Flat. Concave. Convex. Concave. Flat. Concave. That is a cross section of this right here. This is plastic, paint, plastic again, metal, glass, and
all
so
these different textures.
yep, all going in perspective, and you can see like polished, not polished, but like smooth plastic, steel. Here's like a little monitor screen, and so like I just go through this stuff and think about it, right? Like here's a light, rubber hose, plastic, metal, rubber, plastic, reflective plastic. You can see there's a reflection of this in the plastic in perspective. You can see there's little reflections right here because these bits stick out. I don't know why there's pink right here. What?
That's cool. I like that the whole panel just lights up the whole side of the cube.
Yep. This light lights all of this. And so this whole area, and you can see yellow light plus blue is green. And so this panel is lit and it's green. It turns green because of that.
I feel like with such a small panel, sometimes I would even get confused, like how far should this light go? But you just kind of decided, right?
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, I could have made this like white and it'd probably be a bit brighter. And it's the same thing. Like, do you want to do something like this?
Oh.
Like make it real bright, like real bright. Right? If we want to make it real bright, we're going to start blowing out all this stuff. Like we're going to get a lot of brightness in there, but yeah, so like all this kind of stuff I teach. I teach materials, lighting. You have a bunch of stuff on the iPad
I do.
for my class.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of color layers? Nope. Everything's just on a normal layer.
This is stuff that he teaches.
That's calculating cast shadows, like industrial design. I teach you how to do that. I calculate shadows that are creeping over the surface of another object.
This is just like the assignment.
Yep. I teach you how to do colored lighting, multiple light sources. I render that from scratch. I do the whole thing live, every single bit of it. And that's in the painting class. That's the 6th class.
He teaches you how to paint different materials as well.
Yeah, materials.
As a close-up. Here's 3 environments.
Yep.
Teaches you how to think about what colors you want to use, what kind of lighting scenarios to use. And he does it in like a thumbnail version. And then he makes a environment version.
Yep.
But like, I really like this little tip because it's like not a lot of people think in terms of this.
Look at this. Nope, not that. That.
Ugh. It's a little boy. Oh, oh. He's so cute, Apple.
He's so happy.
He's so happy and calm. Oh, foot stretchy. Are paws all feet or are they hands? Hands and feet. But anyways, yeah, this is all the stuff that he teaches. He's a great teacher. He also teaches like still life, which
There's
is
that
actually
one that
a great exercise for learning about color and graphic design and also
Still lifes are goated.
values. Still lifes are goated. So you can check it out on our website, drawanime.com. Anime Art School. It's not Anime Art Academy. It's Anime Art School.
Yes, it is on this URL.
Yeah.
Drawanime.com. It's also linky on our profile.
Mm-hmm.
Du-du-du-du.
This is actually a pretty nice, decent looking school.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
It's huge. Like,
It's a
it's
huge
hard to
class.
describe just how large the school is.
Yeah. Yeah, here's a character design class where you design a character and turn them into character sheets, and then you make illustrations using those designs. Like, I teach you how to do that as well. Because I love making characters and, like, figuring it out. We also have a clothing class where you render, you learn how to draw clothes and also render the folds. It's a very, very big program. But yeah. Hi, Toby.
I really am passionate about teaching foundation,
Yes.
like even for anime artists,
Mm-hmm.
especially for anime artists.
Well,
Foundation is really important.
I think with with anime artists, it's like it seems like it wouldn't apply, but it does.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. I'll do that. I'll keep up with that. What I really like to do is I like to try just different things. Like I'll draw a doodle of a certain lighting scenario, and I just pick a color and I put it in, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. So then I just kind of continue experimenting. So I'll put the light as orange. That's kind of neat. Very graphic. I've been really liking like more graphic styles, like very simple shapes. I've been really liking that lately. Just joined. What class is that exactly? I'm really interested in the digital painting stuff.
It's my painting class in our anime art school.
Yes, you can find it on our bio.
Yep.
You can take a screenshot of this as well.
It is my class.
Mm-hmm.
I teach, color theory, rendering, calculating cast shadows. It's like a bunch of industrial design stuff.
Show your environments.
Which one? These?
Yeah.
This stuff. This. That.
A lot of painting stuff.
Yeah, lots of painting.
I teach you guys also how to paint figures and clothes as well. And secretly go to YouTube. Oh, nice. Folds on suit if you don't work on color theory anymore.
And let us know if you have any questions or anything. I want to get through Jufoot's class. Really good character designer. I'm wanting to go through that.
Yeah. I actually want to do some more recording tonight. So maybe...
And you get better at digital. You do a bunch of digital and get used to it.
Yep. That's very true.
Collecting art teachers like Infinity Stones. Well, I mean, we can wrap up if you want. Yeah, sure. And don't forget, these are on our TikTok shop now.
Yes.
We have a lot of them built up. We've worked on a lot of them, so we have like 20 of them or so to sell. So if you want to get these, you can check our TikTok shop.
They are head reference models.
Yes, they work really good.
Yes.
Free run angle.
If you have trouble with drawing head angles, you have trouble with lighting heads, finding their shadow shapes, those are perfect. We made those exactly for you, for those things.
Yeah. Got mine today and already used them.
Nice.
Awesome.
Honestly, I would love to see a piece where you use it.
If you do get the head reference model, don't forget, you could drop a cheeky little review on TikTok shop. Helps us out a lot. Totally free for you to do if you enjoy them. Let other people know you like them. Maybe even take a picture or two.
Ooh, Danny Draws says grabbing my wallet now.
Ooh, awesome.
I was even thinking,
what?
Danny Draws is such a nice member.
Yeah, Danny, do you want like a cute little watercolor of your character to go with it? We were running that promotion just recently.
Yeah. But Danny Draws is so sweet. She's always been such a great part of our community. I posted a drawing in Archer 3 that used the head on. Really?
Did ya?
Ooh. Let me see.
Ooh, power?
Oh, really?
Very
that looks
nice.
good. Okay. Look at that. Well, maybe I shouldn't show it in case you don't want to.
What?
Should I show it?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I was just going to be like, oh, do you want me to show it? Yes, this is our Discord server.
Yep, we do have a Discord. You can get it on the linky on our profile or our website.
Yep. A watercolor? Yeah. Oh, crap. They would be...
What?
They would be like a 4x4. Danny was asking about a watercolor.
Oh, yeah.
I
have the paper in the other room.
Oh, okay. They'll be a 4" by 4".
Yeah, a cute little watercolor.
Of your OC. So you can send whichever one that you want it in watercolor.
I think we're probably going to wrap up relatively soon.
Yup. Hi, Toby. You have a little foot stretch. So cute. Toby, you're such a floppy bean. You'll have to buy something for it. If you get the head models.
Yeah, if you get the head models, we'll put it in your box.
Yep, we'll put it in your box.
Meow meow song incoming? Yeah, pretty soon. Oh, well. Thanks for the live. I managed to almost finish my art piece in this time. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about if you ended up getting the head models, Danny. You said something about grabbing your wallet. I thought you were going to get the head models.
Oh.
We were doing a little promotion. If you got the headsets or people got the headsets, we do like a little watercolor. But that was during like the long live stream, right? Was that during the 10 hour?
Yeah, that was during the 10 hour. But I'd make an exception for Danny.
Oh yeah, I'd make an exception.
So Danny, if you do get our heads, we'll put a little watercolor in it in your box.
But no rush.
No rush or anything.
Stinking cat hair always trying to get in my lungs, dude.
You guys' live always motivates me to draw, and I love it because I'm usually so unmotivated. Aw, I'm glad that we can motivate you.
Like infinity stones, yup. Oh well, I'm. Oh, awesome.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, and we'll. Yeah. I guess we wouldn't do it live necessarily because we would ship it out tomorrow. But if you want to if you do get them, let Christina know.
Yes, and just send the picture.
And send a picture of your character, and we'll put a little watercolor.
You can also just in case, because you can send a confirmation of your order because we don't get it right away.
Yeah.
So you can just do that as well. But anyways, sounds good.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to wrap up. I do like talking about color. It's really fun.
It's always fun.
Impossible to talk about color without talking about value and composition as well, because like it's rarely a color issue. Rarely a color issue. Like don't think I've ever seen an artwork that has like amazing composition, amazing value design, amazing everything, and then the colors are like,
oh, I know.
I've never seen it in my entire life.
It's never the separate thing. It's not like someone's good at drawing but sucks at color. It's like you kind of, if you're good at drawing, you're good at color.
If you're good at painting, you're good at color.
Yeah.
But like color is so interwoven with the composition and the value grouping and the lighting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty tired. All right, everybody. We are going to wrap it up. Thank you for hanging out. And I don't remember if I was supposed to talk about anything else.
I don't think so.
Hello. New to your guys' live, by the way. Love your drawings. Awesome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Take care, Danny. How do I turn this stinking music off, dude? Oh my gosh, there's so many tabs. Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Sound sad. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care. See ya, YouTube.